and the bass keeps running and running and running and running and running and running.
Welcome in. It is a Friday night in KMA land, and if you don't know what that means, well, then you've been missing out. This is the Barrett Center High School football preview show. I am Derek Martin with you tonight up until the Red Oak Chrysler High School Football Connection show. We got the Keysauto High School football scoreboard show. Right now, it's all about the previewing some of the best games in KMA land. And, man, there's nothing better than a start to a season. Lots of hope, lots of positivity, lots of wonderment. What will this team look like? How about this new coach? How about this new player? What will these guys do with these guys graduated? Well, we're going to take a look at some of these great matchups here, and we are going to start in the triangle. If you've never seen it before, take a look at a map. Shenandoah to Clarinda to Red Oak, and then back. That's a triangle, and that's what we call our coverage triangle. We're going to start with Shenandoah. The Mustangs getting set for a trip to Missouri Valley. Ty Ratliff, the head coach, once again for Shenandoah football, as they have a new quarterback, a more balanced offense, and a Division I recruit. If you haven't heard and then you ain't been listening, Blake Carroll. Shenandoah is committed to the University of Kansas. He's got 1 year left in him. And Coach Ratliff talking with KMA Sports about the matchup with Missouri Valley.
Alexis Manzo had a phenomenal year last year. He's a big, hard running back. You know, he's not afraid to put the foot in the ground and get north and south and run right at you. So we've got to do a great job of not only containing him, but making sure that we are swarming to the football and making sure we get those tackles and don't allow him to get those yards after contact, you know, as he goes. Because, you know, he's the type of kid that once he gets going, he's very tough to slow down. So we've got to try to establish stopping the run game early to help us out there throughout that game.
Once again, Ty Ratliff. Now we mentioned a new quarterback. That is Cole Scammon. He's just a sophomore. He takes over. Nolan Mount is transferred to Glenwood. Hunter Dukes, the backup last year, is not out for football. So Scammon gets the call against a Big Reds team that beat them 44-29 last year in Shenandoah. Missouri Valley was led by Alexis Manzo, who went for 164 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's also a former Shenandoah himself. Coach Ratliff with a look at some of the keys for this matchup.
First game of the season, I think a lot of that comes down, you know, you said turnovers, but, you know, alleviating some of those mental mistakes. You know, we don't want to shoot our foot in the, you know, jumping off sides, you know, false starts, things like that, you know, and just and knowing where we're going. I mean, we didn't get to have a scrimmage this past Friday, so, you know, getting some of those hiccups out of the way and those types of things are valuable, but we've got to do our part on the mental side of the game to really be ready.
You can watch that Shenandoah Missouri Valley game online at our video stream page. TJ Young will have the play-by-play there at KMAland.com. We'll be turning it up throughout the evening there in the Connection show. Let's move on to Clarinda, where the Cardinals are getting set for a matchup with Creston later on this evening. And Colin Bevins, head coach for the Cardinals, talking with KMA Sports, says the Cardinals opened 2021 with 3 straight losses before winning 4 of their last 5 regular season games, earning themselves a spot in the Class 2A state playoffs. They hope that can carry over into this matchup with Creston. Here's Coach Bevins with a look.
We just expect it to be a physical football game. You know, even when I played in Creston, it was a very
see, but we can look at what they did last year and kind of compare what we think they might be doing, and it's all going to be a crapshoot when you come to that first game and you line up and you see what they're going to do. But they're going to be physical and they're going to be ready to play, and they're a very well-coached team as well.
Well, we heard from Coach Lang about Woodbine. What about on his team? Who does he have coming back?
Just looking at our roster alone, we have a very heavy senior-laden class, and the stuff they've done this summer, and they've made leaps and bounds in the weight room, and very good leadership skills, and that should hopefully relay onto the field in a positive way.
Looking forward to talking with Coach Lang and Coach Schaefer all throughout the season. Looking forward to this East Mills-Woodbine matchup, as we will have reports from that one during the Red Oak Chrysler High School Football Connection show. East Mills trying to get out to a 1-0 start. All right, let's stick with another corner conference school and stick with Class 8 man as the Griswold Tigers get year number 2 of the Chase Wallace era underway tonight when they travel to Exira Elkhorn Kimballton. Coach Wallace excited about his team's numbers this year. They're up to 28. Now, that's a pretty young team, though. There are just a couple of seniors on the roster. Coach Wallace telling us earlier this week that they will lean on those seniors quite heavily, but also a strong sophomore class. Now, their opponent, Exira Elkhorn Kimballton, they've got seniors in spades, a lot of returning talent. Coach Wallace with a look.
They came down here last year and really put it on us, and they pretty much have everyone back. So we're going to definitely have our hands full on Friday. Peterson at quarterback, he does it all. I mean, he throws the ball well, he runs. He's just one of those special talents that is pretty hard to prepare for. So we're really going to try to contain him, and they got a lot of speed on the outside that he can use as weapons. So, yeah, we're definitely focused on that and trying to basically prepare for anything that they're going to throw at us. Last year we really had fits with their defensive line, and they have both their nose guard and their defensive end back from last year. So we got to be ready for that. Kind of just moving them all over and trying to get used to that speed that we know they're going to bring on that defensive side, and just really focus. They're a very well-coached team, and we know they're going to be prepared, and so we got to be ready to go and match that intensity right from the get-go.
Xira EHK kind of put one on them there in game number 1 in Griswold last year, and Coach Wallace hopes they will avoid that same fate just by simply avoiding some major mistakes they made.
The main thing is last year, turnovers really killed us, so our focus has really been in practice ball security, running backs taking care of the ball, and quarterbacks putting it in places where they're not going to throw interceptions. I think we had 3 turnovers inside of our own 20 last year, and 1 was even an interception for a touchdown. So just cutting back on those little things that really kill drives and give the momentum to the other team is a primary focus, and taking away the big plays. We have been known to give up big pass plays, big run plays, and most of all, special teams touchdowns, which are just killers. Nothing's worse than scoring a touchdown and then kicking off and then taking it back for a touchdown right away. So just taking away those big plays is a primary focus, and then go from there.
Once again, Chase Wallace, head coach for Griswold football there at Xira Elkhorn Kimballton. Craig Parmley will provide reports from that one during the Connection Show. Another corner conference team in action tonight, the Stanton Essex Vikings hitting the road, taking on a strong Martensdale-St. Mary's bunch, and that takes us to our first Talking with Tom segment of the week. Tom Moore was on the road talking with head coach Jeff Grebben, previewing Martensdale-St. Mary's.
Martensdale-St. Mary's Friday night. Last year, 54-14. But again, this is a new year.
It's a new year. It's a new year for them as well. They do return a lot of good, you talked about stats to start the interview, and they've got some guys with some good stats coming back on both sides of the ball. They got some all-district type players, and you kind of look at that stuff. We have nobody left that was on an all-district team, 1, 2, or honorable mention. And so, you just do that comparison on paper. It's going to look, oh, they should have their way with us. But there's some things we'll do that we'll hang in there. As long as we can keep them out of the end zone, we're going to be in any game in 8-man football. So we're really relying on our defense to perform well, grab knees and ankles and hang on, and help us on the way.
They lose a lot of production from a quarterback that they had last year that was a pretty decent player for them. But, boy, they've got a lot of their rushing stats back. And so you've got to be concerned about that run defense.
You're exactly right. They did. They had a fantastic quarterback, and that was our biggest concern last year. This year, looking at the rushing numbers, we're expecting, they'll line up maybe in a tighter formation and run it down our throat a little bit. And, yeah, with the size we have, we do have a couple guys, that are bigger. We can plug a couple holes. But, as a team, as a unit, we're going to have to rely on being able to grab knees and ankles and hang on.
Thanks again to Tom Moore. Thanks to Coach Grebben for the time there with Coach Moore. Another Talking with Tom segment as Stanton is at Martensdale-St. Mary's tonight. All right, let's go to another 8-man matchup, and the Bedford Bulldogs as they will open their season at Lamoni. The Dogs were 4-5 last year. They won their final 2 games and looking to carry that momentum into the start of a new campaign with a lot of familiar faces on the depth chart. Head coach Jeremy Nally talking with KMA Sports a bit about the experience that returns to this year's roster.
Well, the nice thing is, like you said, we have quite a few guys coming back, so we're able to add, some wrinkles to what we did last year. And I think it was about mid-season last year we kind of changed what we were doing offensively because what we were doing just didn't fit our kids. And once we made that change, it kind of opened some stuff up. So, it's one of those deals where you kind of learn what kids you have and what best suits them, and hopefully we can move that way.
And the opponent tonight is Lamoni. It's a Demons program that has been very, very successful over the last several years, and he takes a look at the Demons.
Well, we've kind of run against different sets in practice because they have a new coaching staff over there, so we're not quite sure what they'll run. I know they have Calvin Brown's back. He was a good running back for him last year. We're not sure how they'll utilize him this year. We've went against every set we can, defensively, offensively, just to have the kids prepared for whatever they may run.
Yeah, I should have mentioned, Lamoni under new leadership. Ryan Nowlin is gone. Larry Johnson takes over. Ryan Olson will be in Lamoni on later tonight, providing reports from this matchup during our Connection show. Some of the other matchups in KMA land, 8-player action tonight. Southeast Warren at Audubon, East Union at Murray, Lennox at Seymour, Arweva's at St. Edmund, Boyer Valley hosting River Valley, Siouxland Christian at West Harrison, Melcher Dallas going to Mormon Trail, and Moravia will host Winfield Mount Union tonight. So lots of 8-player action coming your way tonight. We'll have reports from many of those games, and we will also have scores from hopefully all of those games. Stay tuned. More Barrett Auto Center High School football preview show up next as we go A1A, 2A. We'll hear from Sidney, AHSTW, trainer, Tri-Center, Southwest Valley, Nottoway Valley. A big segment on the way in just a moment. Stay tuned.
In this world, it's just us.
Back in on the Barrett Auto Center High School football preview show. This is Derek Martin here with you tonight. It's week 1 of 2022, and we've got a whole host of matchups coming ahead in our Connection show. We got reporters all over, and we are continuing to preview some of the great games in the area. We're going to start and actually go to A1A, 2A, small class, 11-player football, and actually we'll start with a new era in Sidney. The new head coach for the Sidney Cowboys, that is Sean Thompson. He's excited to get going tonight with Wayne coming into town, and Coach Thompson talking with KMA Sports earlier this week about some of his early thoughts on how things are going, the transition.
Personally, I think it's been a pretty smooth transition. One, I know the kids already, being a long-time assistant to Coach Donnie Sears and kind of knew the kids, know the program, and we've done a few things to tweak it to make it a little different and kind of make it Coach Thompson-like, I guess, and it's gone smooth. The transition's gone smooth. We had a really good preseason. A lot of younger gentlemen have been in the weight room. Really put the time in. Have worked hard. And then we went over to Simpson to the camp over there in July. We had a really successful camp. Very pleased with how that went. And then we've just kind of been riding that high from that camp clear through our own personal camp here at home, and then into hopefully into week 1.
Good to hear things are going well there for Coach Thompson and for his Sidney program, which welcomes in Wayne, a team that they beat 46-6 last season. It was their only win of the season. However, it's a little bit of a reverse. Sidney was pretty experienced last year. Wayne, very, very inexperienced. That's, as I mentioned, a little bit of a reverse this year.
It's complete opposites from last year is what I know. I mean, last year we were kind of the older team, and I think this they're kind of the older team. They returned all their skill position players. We did get the win last year on the road at Wayne, and we get them at home this year, and we're hopeful that we can make it a competitive game. I know we can make it a competitive game. I just we got to have some things executed right and just be ready to go. And Wayne will come to town and be ready to go, I'm sure, because I know that they probably feel that they probably have the upper hand with returning all their skill players and us saying goodbye to the 10-11 seniors that we had last year.
Coach Sean Thompson, by the way, keep an eye on that quarterback position. 3-way battle there. Ladarius Albright, also Tate Mounts and Andreas Buttry been battling here in the offseason and preseason for that top spot. Moving along now. By the way, Sidney, Wayne, will have Kurt Mannion providing reports from that one. Let's go from that to Avoca, where AHSTW begins a new season tonight at home against IKM-Manning. Few teams finished the 2021 regular season on a better note than AHSTW. After starting 1-3, they put together 3 wins in their final 4 games and qualified for the state playoffs. Kind of been the talking point here tonight. Can momentum carry over from one year to the next?
We felt really pretty good about the reflection that we took as a team and individuals on where do we need to tighten things up so we can put ourselves in position to not win those games, but hey, when the clock ends, we do come out on top, and we were able to do that more often not to finish the season. And so when the season ended, we felt that like, hey, if we can continue to do this or do this right from the start, we're going to feel a lot better with ourselves the way we start the season, but also finish the season. And kind of coming into this season and this year, that's that nice experience we talked about with some of those seniors and juniors coming back. They know exactly what we were talking about last year, and so we were very intentional and purposeful about how we started this season And really thankful for those leaders and experience coming back to, hey, this is what we're going to do. This is going to be how we're going to do it, and hold ourselves to that standard.
That, by the way, the voice of the great G.G. Harris, head coach for AHSTW, which trying to find a way to slow down this IKM-Manning team. They know what they want to do. Everybody knows, but it's just a matter of trying to stop it.
You're going to find out a lot about yourself week one for sure when you play IKM-Manning. One, physically, are you ready to play at the varsity level? And then two, they are just so fundamentally sound and well coached, and they do what they do well. And so for us, week one, it's a great matchup. We're going to see where we're at physically, but we're also going to see where we're at mentally too, discipline, toughness-wise. For us, we're really looking to get better, and we're going to be 1-0, and we're going to really look at this as far as okay, where are we currently at? Where do we need to go? Where are some holes? And IKM really poses a good matchup for that. And whether it's offense or defense, they're going to do what they do, and we're going to have to try to do our best to do what we do better.
Once again, G.G. Harris, the head coach for AHSTW, his father Jan will have reports from this one tonight in Avoca. There on our Connection show. Looking forward to hearing once again from the man, the myth, the legend, Jan Harris. Trainer, by the way, on the road tonight at St. Albert. And earlier this week, Jeff Casey had an opportunity to talk with KMA Sports about his team, about the matchup. His team's coming off a 6-3 year. They were back in the Class 1A state playoffs, lost to Ridgeview in the opening round, and now they get ready for a St. Albert bunch looking to bounce back from a tough, uncharacteristic 1-7 season last year.
You can kind of look at their record, and there's more to it than that. They were a really good team last year, just in terms of they're always going to compete, they're going to play aggressive, and so I throw the record stuff out the window. I don't put too much stock in that, especially week one of a new season. They're going to come out there Friday with the kids that just the opposite of us. We are inexperienced, and they're going to be experienced. They had a lot of young kids playing last year. They've got some really, really skilled athletes that they're going to throw out on the field, and we know they can run, and they're always coached really, really well. So they're going to play aggressive. They're going to do all the little details right. It's a storied program with a lot of tradition, and they know how to play football over there.
Once again, Coach Casey and his trainer outfit getting set for a matchup in Council Bluffs on the Hill against St. Albert. And we asked him, it's a staple of what we do here on the preview show, what are some keys to the game?
I think it's just staying calm and staying within ourselves and understanding that, hey, mistakes are probably going to happen. We're going to miss a tackle. We're going to miss a block or do something wrong, and not getting caught up in that with nerves and anxiousness, and letting the young kids and the new kids kind of get their feet underneath them. Looking past those mistakes, because we know they're going to happen. It's first game of the year, and correcting those things as the game goes on. But hopefully we just get in our groove and let the athletes play and have a little bit of fun while we're out there.
Jeff Casey, trainer, trying to get a big season again for his Cardinals. Joe Narmy, by the way, will have reports from Council Bluffs. We may also have some video there at our video stream at KMAland.com with Keith Christensen. We'll let you know here as the night moves along. Let's go to a big matchup in it's a couple of Western Iowa Conference teams battling one of the great rivalries in the WIC, one of the great rivalries in the area, and it's Underwood going to Tri-Center. I had a chance to talk with Tri-Center head football coach Ryan Schroeder. His team also coming off of a playoff season where they were 5-4 last year, and one of the rare only teams to beat Woodbury Central during the year. They showed what they were capable of doing. And he took a look at this matchup with Underwood, an Eagles team that was ranked number 2 in the KMA Sports 1A preseason state poll, and it's really impressive in a 35-20 loss to the 4A number 1 Lewis Central last Thursday.
We've got to be solid up front. They're big and strong, and they got some real good guys up there, and we've got to do our best to hang with them up front. Kind of try to control the line of scrimmage, and they've got playmakers like they always do, and they just kind of reload. It seems like Anderson gone in the backfield, and they've just kind of reloaded with this kid coming in this year, and he's a powerful back and runs the ball hard. And Alex Ravelin, of course, is we all know what he's capable of. So we just got to do what we do really well, and we're going to try to play fast like we always do.
Ball aficionado Wood is the play on the lines there. Kent Elliott leads the way. Big guy, 4-year starter for Tri-Center, and Underwood, they're bringing dogs there up front every single year. Coach Schroeder talking about Underwood, playing Underwood after they've already played one. They got a chance to look at them.
I'm completely fine with it. Coach Michaelis and I, we get along pretty good, and I can see why he wanted to go play those guys and get a nice, feel for how his team's going to be this year, and I thought they performed very well. We went down and watched them, of course, and I thought they looked pretty stingy. So I consider this game for us is exactly like last week for them. They're going in to play NLC. We're going in to play Underwood. Underwood's a really good team. They're coached well. They got some great athletes. They're big up front. Kind of the same thing that Underwood was facing going in and playing LC. So, we're always excited about it. It's always a rivalry game, and the coaching staffs get along good, and the kids know each other really well. So, it challenges us right out of the gate, but my kids don't back down from that, and us as a staff, we like it too. So we're excited about week 1.
Ryan Schroeder, Tri-Center head football coach. They are taking on Underwood tonight, and we have John Tarks providing reports throughout the evening from that one. All right, from the WIC rivalry to a Pride of Iowa Conference rivalry we go. Central Decatur coming to town to take on Southwest Valley. It's a football program that enters every game with the mission of going 1-0. They have some new faces in the lineup. The expectation is the same heading into that season opener with Central Decatur. Coach Anthony Donahue talking with KMA Sports about the Cardinals.
They come out in a bunch of different formations every single year. We know that they like to throw the ball, but they will tuck it and run and have some wrinkles that make your life defensively difficult. So seeing them week 1 allows you to really get ready for the entirety of the year. And on the defensive side of the ball, they do the exact same thing. They line up in kind of an odd front and then just bring pressure from all sorts of different ways. They twist their defensive linemen. They do a bunch of stuff. Last year, they really put us in kind of a bind earlier, and it was something that, we took that loss and then learned from it and had a great year. And that's something that I want to see us come out, play really great football, and any mistakes we make, week 1, we fix them going through the rest of the season. So I think that with your non-district games, it's about coming out and playing really great football and trying to go 1-0.
Southwest Valley was 7-3 last year. They won the program's first ever postseason game. They did, however, lose to Central Decatur, a team that ended up going 5-4 but graduated 10 seniors. Coach Donahue on some keys for tonight.
Communication, that's got to be key. And right up front, our offensive line is something that we pride ourselves on, and we're pretty upperclassmen-led across our offensive line. So the big challenge this week is to stay patient, understand your assignments, and communicate. And on the defensive side, with those juniors, sophomores, and juniors at linebacker, it's the same thing, is to just make sure that you're communicating everything out, being in the right coverage, and then, again, staying patient, trying to take that ball away from by forcing them in 3rd and long, because that'll be a challenge for us.
Anthony Donahue, head coach there for Southwest Valley. And, by the way, Trevor Mader, Cody Konishny getting together this evening. We'll have video from that game on our live stream page at KMAland.com. We continue to talk about rivalries. How about this rivalry? The Battle for the Rock. Nottoway Valley and Mount Ayr, once again, one of the most unique trophies in KMA land. It's resided in Greenfield for the last year after Seth Comley's team won his first ever game. It was the first time Nottoway Valley had won this matchup in 6 years, and now they get another one with Mount Ayr. Here's Coach Comley on that rivalry.
There's always that rivalry aspect of it that, it's kind of got that little extra flair to it, but I'd say, I think that, going to the game, that kind of what we're looking at that is, it gives it that extra flair, but there's also that almost like the, not bad blood, but that friendly rivalry where it's like, it's going to be competitive, and we're going to get after it. And these, our guys want to beat Mount Ayr just as bad as I bet Mount Ayr wants to beat us, if not more. They haven't ever given that trophy up to us. First time it's sat in our place for a year, and our guys really like that idea, but we've been trying to keep them humble and keep them focused on the fact that, maybe the first time we ever won it, it's the first time we were ever going to take it down with us to Mount Ayr, but the intention is we're going to bring it back with us.
Well, Mount Ayr is going to be playing with a little bit of extra gusto in this one because of last year's 20-16 win for Nottoway Valley. But, that's kind of how it is every single year when these two teams get together. Coach Comley with more on prepping for this game and more specifically for Mount Ayr quarterback Jackson Frost.
It's a matchup nightmare. He's a heck of an athlete. He's got a good arm. I'd be lying to say that, he hasn't given us a little bit of a fit, and kind of given this defensive coordinator here just a little bit of a headache here and there trying to figure out how we're going to contain him. But, I think we're totally capable of it. It just comes down to we just got to make sure we got to keep him contained. He is a heck of an athlete, and I'm not going to take that from him. But now he can't win the game by himself, and we got to do our jobs. But, he's definitely going to be something that we have to make sure that we account for, and that we can't let him get too free or let him go out and just make plays on us because, I mean, if we let him, he'll take the game away from us really fast.
Once again, Seth Comley, head coach for Nottoway Valley. Looking forward to hearing from Brett Ruggles with reports during the Connection Show and the Battle for the Rock there in Mount Ayr tonight. We will get a full rundown of some of the other small class 11-player action tonight there in the next segment. We're going to turn our attention to some of the matchups there in 3A, 4A, and 5A large class 11-player action in just a little bit. Stay tuned. Barrett Auto Center High School football preview show. It's week 1.
Not just quit my job. I'm gonna find no drive. Damn, they work me.
That's what I say, too. It's the Barrett Auto Center High School football preview show. It is week 1 of the high school football season, 2022. I'm Derek Martin with you here tonight from now until midnight and continuing to preview all of the great matchups before we dive into all of those matchups and hear how they're going on our Connection Show and then hear how they resulted on our scoreboard show. This is the preview show, and it's time for another Talking with Tom segment. He had a chance to go to Glenwood. The Rams coming off of a loss last week to Sioux City East. Now they get ready for Atlantic. And Coach Moore and Coach Foss, some general thoughts to start out.
You think your offense is ahead of the D right now?
Well, I suppose when you give up 50 points like we did last week, 43 on defense, that I don't feel real good about that, especially being a defensive guy. But I think, both sides are in similar spots. We could do better, but in a lot of ways we're ahead of where we've been in the past. Defensively, we've actually kind of got more things in. We've got more of a complete package in that we've practiced. Sometimes you're just kind of winging it in certain situations in the game, but we've actually repped about every situation. We got a variety of things that we can do. We like to be a little bit multiple for the other team, but simple for us. And then similarly on offense, we put more things in. We haven't really shown everything with that Sioux City game last week due to some injuries and stuff. But we like where we're at on both sides, but at the same time, we definitely need to keep getting better as do most teams.
Where do you see the improvement coming?
In the future, well, I think we'll improve this week just because we'll kind of have some guys with some more reps for one. But then one thing that was some tough adversity last week is we lost C.J. Carter, who I think is one of the best players in the state, at the end of practice on Wednesday. And so we had to move some guys around in that game. And C.J.'s a pretty key player, being a running back and a pass receiver for us, and then also a really good linebacker. So we had some guys that stepped in and really did a nice job, but they'll do better even yet, just with another week of practice and some reps. So, that more than anything, I think just reps is where we're going to get it. We got a lot of new players on the field, like you mentioned earlier, but overall we're a deeper team than we've been in a while, and we feel like we're more athletic than we've been in a while too.
Once again, talking with Tom Moore. Tom Moore, our coach, Coach Corey Foss, Glenwood's coach, talking football. You love to hear it, and you can hear all of it now at KMAland.com if you missed it a little bit earlier this morning. Atlantic and Glenwood, we'll have Brian Bertini provided reports. We'll also have the live video stream there at KMAland.com. We've been going through, this is another good rivalry, by the way, Atlantic and Glenwood. We've been going through a lot of rivalries tonight, but rivalries within your own city, yeah, that's what AL and TJ is all about. And Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln head football coach John Wolf talking with KMA Sports earlier this week as his Lynx team gets ready to go against Council Bluffs Thomas Jefferson. They were 5-3 in 2020. They were 3-1 last year before finishing the year 4-5 overall. They'd like to get back over that 500 mark. And Coach Wolf taking a look at TJ, 0-1 following a loss to Sioux City West, but under new leadership there with Kevin Colgett.
It's just so many variables to this game in the sense that, week ones are always kind of weird. Well, add to that now that they had a week 0, and so it's kind of a week 1. It kind of isn't a week 1. It is for us, but they've already got a game under their belt. They got Coach Colgett over there now, and I know he's doing things differently, and he's great. So it's just going to be – it's a really interesting matchup. I mean, it always is with it being a crosstown game, but then you add in with it being week 1, and it's really their second game. We're excited about it. We have seen a little bit what they're going to do. That does suppose you never know, though, that they're going to go back and take a look at their film after their game and see what adjustments they need to make. So we might not see the exact same Thomas Jefferson that played last week, and we got to be prepared for that as coaches and as a program to make those adjustments that each team brings from week to week.
We've talked about the battle for the Rock. We've talked about other conference battles. This is the battle of Council Bluffs. And Coach Wolf, what is the biggest key tonight?
I would say momentum. And I mean, that's going to be the case in a lot of football games, but I think momentum has always been a huge factor, especially in rivalry games. If you can jump out to an early lead, I think it bodes well as the game continues on. So I'd love to see us come out, and whether we have the ball first or not, I'd love to see us score first. And hopefully take an early lead to put pressure on them. That'd be kind of the goal.
Kent Ponslow returning to the mic tonight will provide reports from AL and TJ this evening. Some of the other KMA Land 11-player football action this evening that we did not mention. Carroll's at Denison Sleswig, Logan Magnolia going to Kemper Catholic. Also tonight, it is Bishop Heelan Catholic at Sioux City East, Sergeant Bluff Luton going to Lamar's, and Sioux City West will be at Des Moines Lincoln. Of course, we already know Harlan Lewis Central. They played last night. You can find the full rundown from that one and lots of reaction from a great matchup between two Hawkeye 10 conference stalwarts now at KMAland.com. I'm going to take a breath, and we'll be right back. Go to Missouri, Nebraska, and we will be hearing from head coaches of East Atchison, South Holt, Nebraska City, and Ashland-Greenwood. It is the Barrett Otto Center High School Football Preview Show. Welcome in. It is a Friday night. It is the first week of 2022 high school football season. It is Derek Martin. It is the Barrett Otto Center High School Football Preview Show, and we are rolling right along and getting into Missouri, where East Atchison welcoming Southwest Livingston. This is the 7th consecutive year these teams have played, and they have gone 3-3 against one another. Last year, East Atchison rolled. They've just been trading wins, so this is Southwest Livingston's turn, although Coach Aaron Behrens would like to stop that trend right here and right now. Talked a little bit with KMA Sports about Southwest Livingston.
Seen them a little bit from their jamboree on Friday. They're very big, very big group as far as just physical stature. Don't have a lot of guys, but just big and physical. And I know that they were really young last year. Their running back, can't remember, Singer was his last name, I believe, ran for over 1,000 yards, and he did a really good job last year. And I know their quarterback was only a sophomore, and he's gotten quite a bit more comfortable and better. You can tell on film. And that, like I said, they're kind of big and physical up front. So, we'll have to be ready for that.
Probably one of the younger bunches that Coach Behrens has had in his time at East Atchison. However, anybody complaining about having seniors Jared Spinato and Braden Graves in the backfield, we know Coach Behrens isn't complaining. They still have very, very high goals. And I asked him about some of the keys for his team this season and this game.
You have to do a good job of controlling the ball. Like I just said, defense played pretty well on Friday. We got to be physical up front and win those battles. Anytime a team is going to want to run at you like they are, we got to get ready for that. And then, the normal things, can't turn the ball over, have penalties, things like that.
That's Aaron Behrens, head coach for East Atchison. They've got Southwest Livingston at home tonight, and Casey Martin will be providing reports during our Connection show. Let's turn to South Holt, Worth County. Worth County, always very, very good. I want to take a moment, though, and talk a little bit about Worth County, somebody who will not be at the game tonight. Richard Baker, a longtime reporter. He was a frequent texter, a caller, and a big Worth County fan, and he passed away just about a month ago heading into this season, and we're going to miss Richard tonight. Always loved hearing from Richard via whether that was text or whether that was as a reporter. We are definitely going to miss him this season and the seasons to come. Now, South Holt, we talked with the head coach for South Holt this week, and that was Josh Peterson, as his team is getting ready for Richard Baker's Worth County squad, and he commented on the matchup.
I did watch some film from their jamboree this past Friday. They're big, they're fast, and they're physical, kind of the typical characteristics of a Worth County football team. They're solid. I'm looking like they're beatable. I think every team's beatable, but we've got to go over there and play the team and not the name. I think that's kind of where teams might mess up sometimes when they go into a game. They're playing the name and not the 8 people that are on the field. I think my guys can compete with them. Their backs are fast. Their line's big. Their tight ends and receivers are fast. And so, I'm not going to say it's going to take a perfect game for us to play to win it, but we need to eliminate the stuff on our side, the penalties, the turnovers, scoring when we get down into crucial situations. That kind of hurt us last year playing them.
Now, that's Josh Peterson, again, head coach for South Holt. He commented some more on some goals for the season for his team.
Yeah, I break our seasons into thirds, and I always try to be 2-1 in each third. if we can do that and get to 6-3, I always think that's a successful year because, you know, our 8 conference games is going to kind of be up in the air depending on any Friday night of who we're playing. So, hindsight, I'd like to be 7-2, 8-1, right around there. But if we're 6-3, you know, I only have 2 seniors on the team this year, and so we're going to have a majority of our kids back next year. But again, you know, with this year's group, I think we can make another run at it and hopefully get a good season.
We love hearing from the Peterson family every single Friday night. Of course, we do hope for a better phone connection there in the future for Coach Josh Peterson. Worth County, South Holt tonight, season opener at 7 o'clock in that one there in Grant City. And we will have reports from that one tonight from Matt Dara. Let's go ahead and run down the rest of the Missouri schedule that we'll be keeping an eye on tonight. In Class 8 player, DeKalb is at Rockport. We've got Jay Soderberg there. Nottoway Valley at Stewartsville Osborne. Mound City is at Platte Valley tonight. Also, St. Joe Christian at Stanberry, and King City is at North Andrew. Also in KMA Land, Missouri, 11 player, Maryville and Blair Oaks are playing in Warrensburg at Central Missouri. Brian Groh will be with us providing reports from that one. Matt Bew has the week off. Let's go now to Nebraska City as the Pioneers will play Fort Calhoun, and they'll play them tomorrow there at Jug Brown Stadium at Peru State. A positive campaign for Nebraska City last year. The Pioneers were 6-3 in the first year under head coach Caleb Walker, and now they want more of it there in his second year as coach.
You know, the players that are coming back have an idea of how we're going to operate, you know, moving forward. Even the incoming ninth graders, I really tried to have, you know, close contact with our middle school and really kind of show them how we want things to be done at the lower levels. And then when they get into, you know, the high school level, it seemed like a really good transition and that kids were really ready. You know, also starting 6-3, it kind of gives you a little bit of credibility, not saying that I deserve all of it, but it makes kids excited. It helps them believe a little bit. You know, we're really trying to carry that momentum into this season.
Coach Walker's team again playing tomorrow against Fort Calhoun.
They'll run things and then get a play action off of it, or they'll run the ball, try to catch you sleeping, and then try to hit the home run. Really working on just our, you know, reads and you know, not doing too much defensively and making sure you do your job because they are going to try to, you know, catch us sleeping a little bit. So, that's something, and, you know, in a weird way, Fort Calhoun is very similar to us. They graduated some really, really good players, and then so they've got some, you know, question marks coming in too, who are going to fill those spots, and what guys do they have going to, you know, kind of step up. We find ourselves in what I would think are very similar situations of some kids being able to, you know, start playing football that maybe didn't have a ton last year. So, you know, we're just really trying to be prepared and do the things that we do and do it really well, and then hopefully, you know, come away with a win.
Should be fun to see how Nebraska City Fort Calhoun goes off tomorrow night. Fort Calhoun was 7-3 last year. They had a senior-laden group, though, and looking forward to seeing how that one plays out. Let's go to a huge Class C1 matchup. Ashland-Greenwood absolutely loaded once again under their head coach, Ryan Thompson. Their opponent tonight in Ashland, well, it's only the defending state champions of Class C1, Columbus Lakeview. I talked with Coach earlier this week.
We're really excited for our schedule. Starts with Columbus Lakeview, like you just mentioned, defending state champions. You know, we also know every year is different, and I know that we both lost a pretty good core group of seniors, so it'll kind of be interesting to see how things shake out in that first half. They're very well coached. They obviously know how to win there. It's a great test right out of the gate. I'm excited that we get to have it at home in front of our fans. That might, you know, give us a little bit of advantage there as we settle the nerves down and get going in that first quarter. But all in all, it's going to be a great game.
Now, Columbus Lakeview, they had some great seniors. Ashland-Greenwood had some great seniors. Here's Coach Thompson on the matchup.
Number one, they're very well coached and they don't make mistakes. Lakeview. They definitely earn their wins, and if you can beat them, you earn that victory as well. So we know that we're going to be up against a very well coached team. They do return a pretty impressive running back in Turnus. You know, he's a state medalist wrestler. He's all over the track field and stuff. So we know we're going to get a handful of him, and then just some eager guys to come in and prove themselves and try to run it back. So we're excited for that. As far as us, I just want to see us compete, you know, line up, communicate, and then just let the game kind of come to us. Just don't press, don't get crazy. Just let the game come to us and get those, like I said, nerves out of the way and see what happens.
Once again, Ryan Thompson, head coach there for Ashland-Greenwood. We've got the man, Ken Larson, heading there for that one tonight. Other KMA-Land, Nebraska 11-player action we're watching tonight. Plattsmouth at Blair, also Auburn at Boys Town, Platteview at Falls City, Syracuse is at Louisville. In KMA-Land, Nebraska 8-player action. Conestoga's at Twin River. Elmwood Murdoch and Falls City Sacred Heart are playing at Peru State tonight. Johnson County Central is at Meade. Weeping Waters at Palmyra. And Lord Central Catholic is at Freeman. There are a lot of other games from the area, kind of, also from area districts that we will be keeping an eye on throughout the evening. So stay with us during the scoreboard show. We are going to have lots and lots of scores, not only tonight, but all season long. Thanks a lot for tuning in. The Barrett Auto Center High School football preview show is done. Connection show coming up. We will hear what's happening in KMA land on a football Friday night. Stay tuned.
Where you from? I said, Shawty, you gon' love me, and we gon' have some fun.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into Corning. Trevor Mader, Cody Konishny here with you tonight on the KMA video stream. This stream brought to you by Balance Ford, and we've got a fun one coming up here tonight in Southwest Valley. It's Central Decatur. Football season is here for these two teams, and a lot of unknowns with both programs as we come into the 2022 season, but it should be a fun one here tonight. Cody, the season at long last is here, and as I mentioned, these are two teams that I'm sure are very excited to get the season rolling.
Yeah, I think so. Last year wasn't what Southwest Valley wanted to do in their first game, so I think this year they're going to look to try to reverse that.
Yeah, Southwest Valley, I think their first 8 opening games they had won until a year ago when Central Decatur got the 28-0 edge over them. Southwest Valley was then able to use that game kind of as motivation towards the rest of the year. Ended up making a playoff run, getting to the final 16. Central Decatur, meanwhile, some ups and downs throughout the year last year. But a very good team, always an interesting team under head coach John Peterson, and this promises to be an interesting matchup here tonight. I had a chance to catch up with Southwest Valley head coach Anthony Donahue earlier on this week. We're going to hear that interview before the kickoff. Don't go anywhere, though. Southwest Valley, Central Decatur, coming up here in the KMA video stream. On our KMA video stream this Friday night is Central Decatur taking on Southwest Valley. I've got the call alongside Cody Konishny for that one. And we're talking now with the head football coach for Southwest Valley, Anthony Donahue. Coach, you guys kick off another season Friday night. What are the thoughts as you guys head into the year?
You know, there's an excitement this year. We bring in quite a few, new faces, whether they played some varsity experience last year or not. But we've had an amazing camp. We've got about 41 kids out for football this year. So, again, I say 41 with only 4 seniors. So we've got, fantastic numbers with a big 8th grade group coming in. A lot of excitement around Southwest Valley.
Yeah, talk more about the preseason festivities you've seen from your team. I know you guys had a chance to scrimmage Nottoway Valley, although the weather made that maybe a little difficult. Of course, you've been at it the last couple of weeks as well, I'm sure. So what has stood out to you about this team up to this point?
Yeah, we had the scrimmage on Friday night, just enough to get their feet wet. Weather made it a little bit more difficult, but practice has been really good. We've got Evan Timmerman taking over the reins for Brendan Knapp, and I can't say enough about the kids, the senior class that left last year, but Brendan's, we always talk about replacing the quarterback is always very, very tough, but Evan has done such a fantastic job of waiting and working. He took over on Friday night, and, we got about 10 plays on offense and defense for those first groups. No injuries, so we were happy about that. But overall, just working hard. Everything's predicated on the offensive and defensive line at Southwest Valley. Everybody knows what we want to do around here. But like I said, those kids have been working extremely hard through practice, gearing up for our week 1 game with CD.
Yeah, and as you alluded to, of course, Brendan Knapp had been like a 3.5-year starter. He's now graduated, and Evan Timmerman, the QB1. Speak a little bit about Evan and what you think he'll be able to bring to the table for this offense.
Yeah, he comes from fantastic stock. His mom is the principal over at the middle school here, and his dad was a national champion at Northwest Missouri State. So very much a yes, sir kind of kid. Just a fantastic leader, somebody that the kids are really, really bought into. He played running back for us last year, fantastic vision in the backfield. Kind of got dinged up towards the end of the year, but was part of that running back group that really ran the ball fantastic last year. So we know he can run the ball. We challenged him at the end of last year to really work on that throwing mechanic, get a little bit more dynamic through the air to add one more dimension to you. And there wasn't a time I didn't, see him without a football in his hands. Throughout the summer, he worked extremely hard on that, and it's been evident through our first couple weeks of practice and even in the scrimmage that the boy can throw the ball now. So that is something I want to credit him to, and our receivers is just I think that you might see a little bit more than 1 or 2 passes a game from Southwest Valley.
Yeah, and that was where I was going to go next. Is anybody that's followed Southwest Valley football over the last couple of years knows that the desire to run the ball is there, and returning a couple of juniors this year, and Isaac Kurt and Bradley Grants. Speak to what that backfield is going to look like with Evan back there and then whoever else is back there.
Yeah, along with Eli Rodriguez, we have 3 running backs and a 4th with our quarterback that really are a staple of what we want to do. It starts and stops up front, but those 3 Bradley returns from last year. So does Isaac. Both of them played a bunch of reps along with Evan in the backfield. So Eli had a fantastic outing in our scrimmage and really kind of just tore it up on the ground. So he gave us something to think about coming into our Sunday meetings. So we've got a lot of running backs that have great vision, see the holes, understand what we're trying to do around here, which is 4 yards, 4 yards, 4 yards. So that's something that's never going to change around here. We want, as we always say, we want teams to leave going, man, that was a tough Southwest Valley team, and I believe that happens on the ground.
Cameron Thomas, Southwest Valley head football coach Anthony Donahue. Defense was really strong last year and lost a few seniors, but still a lot coming back from that unit. So what are the expectations? What do you think the strengths are going to be of that squad?
Yep. Anytime that you have an Alan Noggle-led defense, you know that it's going to be patient, but it's going to get after it as well. So that's a defensive line. You were right. We do bring back quite a few on the scrimmage on Friday night. We were very excited about what we saw. We've got 4 linebackers that return. We've got some defensive linemen and Marshall Knapp on the back end. And you sprinkle in, like I said, Bradley Grant didn't play a lot of defense. He'll play a lot of defense this year. And, guys like Roman Knapp are stepping up and Colt Pegg. We've got some young guys that are challenging for some time. So,
see you Friday night.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.
All right, we'll have some of our interview with Southwest Valley head football coach Anthony Donahue. His team getting ready to kick things off here tonight. Trevor Mader, Cody Konishny with you here on the KMA video stream. This stream brought to you by Balance Forward. It's the Balance Forward video stream throughout the year for Southwest Valley broadcast. And fun one here tonight to kick things off. Southwest Valley won the toss. They're going to defer, and Evan Timmerman will tow it away. And Cody, this is a Southwest Valley team that always hangs its hat on defense, and obviously when you make a decision like this, it's kind of evident of that.
Yeah, I think they knew that was their strong point coming in, and they were probably going to lean on that pretty hard tonight and try to create some good turnovers or something good out of that. So we'll see where it leads.
So Evan Timmerman will kick it away for Southwest Valley. Return-wise for Central Decatur last year, they leaned heavily on Champ Walker and Evan Jones. As I mentioned in the open, both these teams kind of new looks to them this year, and Timmerman puts that one away, and we're underway to start these teams' 2022 season. Champ Walker fields it inside the 5, gets up past the 20, and will be brought out of bounds just past the 20, and that'll be where Central Decatur begins their first drive. Cody, as we get things rolling here tonight, what are the things that you're keeping an eye on?
Well, some of the new guys and the new faces coming in, filling in for the seniors that graduated last year. They're still young, maybe a little untested, but they had pretty good reps last year, so it should translate. Pretty good season this year for them, but we'll find out.
So Southwest Valley kicks it. Central Decatur has at the 23-yard line to start things. Sam Booth is their starting quarterback. One of these years, Central Decatur is going to run out of Booths, but that's not the case this year. Sam Booth is the quarterback. Champ Walker in the backfield with them. They've also, looks like they've got Jack Scrivener, the tight end, back there as well. And they'll direct snap it to Scrivener, trying to bounce it off the right side. And he gets spun down for a loss. There were a trio of Timberwolves there. Robbie Barnes was the first one. And, Cody, I feel like Robbie Barnes, somebody in covering Southwest Valley over the last couple of years, really feel like he's been a part of the program for quite some time.
Yeah, him being a senior, he's really hard to break away from. He's got such long arms and he's got good pursuit. So if they can't clear that, they're going to be in trouble.
Loss of 5 for Central Decatur. They're back at their own 18-yard line now. How about 2nd and 15 coming up for the Cardinals? I'll move a bunch of guys around. This is something Coach Donahue talked about. They show a lot of different looks. They'll go 4 receivers on the left side now with Booth in the shotgun, empty shotgun. Screen on the left side. It's Scott. Short gain, spinning out of a tackle, and then falling forward with that one is Jaden Broik for a gain of couple. But still, we're going to see third down coming up for the Cardinals. And actually, hold on. We got a penalty on the play. So we'll wait to see what that call is. That flag looks to be on the far side. That's generally okay. Legal formation.
Probably had a guy covered up. Didn't have 7 on line.
Yeah, I think the official said too many men in the backfield as well was the case there, and that's something Central Decatur. They're going to show a lot of different dudes in the backfield throughout the night, and then they'll break and move Booth off the left side into the shotgun for the second straight play. They've got 4 receivers to the right. It's now 3rd and 15 as well. That one's a screen out of the backfield. Champ Walker gets a couple blockers, gets along the sideline, and then gets knocked out of bounds by Marshall Knapp. But a nice gain on 3rd down. Or 2nd down, because of the penalty will make it now 3rd down. The scoreboard was showing 2nd down, but now they will spot it up near the 33-yard line. So gain of 15, but it's going to be 3rd and short coming up for Central Decatur. And again, they'll put Booth back there with Walker on his right side. 3 receivers to the right. High snap. They hand it off. Walker, and he gets lit up. That was, I believe, Colin Jacobs coming in from his linebacker position. A big stop there on the opening drive.
Well, sometimes all the moving parts, but you got to remember to block the guy in front of you.
Yeah, and you got to think, too, the high snap maybe thwarted that play a little bit. And it'll be 4th down for Central Decatur on their own 28-yard line, prompting a punt. Isaac Curran, Marshall Knapp back to return for Southwest Valley. 10:07 left here in the first, and on 4th and 4. Central Decatur, that penalty and the loss early on dooms them. High punt by Jack Scrivener, not necessarily a deep punt. And it'll be down right near midfield, so Southwest Valley going to start in a pretty good field position just on their side of midfield at the right at midfield is where they're going to start it. And Cody, Southwest Valley for many years had Brendan Knapp, felt like 17 years, had Brendan Knapp at quarterback, but now Evan Timmerman, the man in charge of the offense.
Well, and we saw Timmerman quite a bit last year run the ball too, so it'll be kind of interesting to see how he can throw it if they get in situations where they need to air it out.
That was something Coach Donahue, when I talked to him earlier this year, he joked maybe we'll see more than 2 or 3 passes a game as they try to diversify their offense a little bit, but of course the run game always their bread and butter. Timmerman will try to follow his blocks and can't get anything. Might have actually lost a yard or 2 as he gets spun down. Jaden Broik gets the tackle. Isaac Curran, I think, was supposed to be the lead blocker there and just couldn't find anybody.
Yeah, I think he tried, but he kind of spun around behind the guy and missed him.
So a loss of 2 for Southwest Valley is going to make it 2nd and 12 for them at their own 48-yard line. First drive of the game for the Timberwolves. Evan Timmerman, the quarterback. He's got Isaac Curran in the backfield with him on one side. Bradley Grant's on the other. Shotgun look, they'll put in the belly of Curran. Curran up past midfield, keeps the legs moving. Down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. So a big gain on 2nd down. It makes for a manageable 3rd down coming up for Southwest Valley. Isaac Curran, a junior, had a heroic game against Nottoway Valley as a freshman to start the year, a game that I did, a phenomenal game. Going to be, I think, a lot more focal part of the offense this year with some of the pieces they lost a year ago.
Well, I think some of that comes with taking Timmerman out of the backfield. They had to replace him with somebody, and Curran did a really good job last year.
So how about third and 3 coming up rather for Southwest Valley on the Central Decatur 43-yard line. Timmerman, 2 running backs in the backfield with him. Handoff Curran. Curran has the first down and gets up to the 38-yard line. And one thing I've noticed, the first 2 touches he's got, Cody, Isaac Curran does a good job. Nothing fancy, just north-south. Get the shoulder pads low and get downhill.
Yeah, and it also looks like the linemen are staying on their blocks pretty well, and that also helps if you're trying to run the ball up the middle.
Dustin Schuler, Colin Jacobs, Dylan Stormer, Dylan Inman, Robbie Barnes. Some of the big dudes up front paving the way for the Timberwolves here early on tonight. 1st and 10 from the Central Decatur 38-yard line. 8:14 and rolling left here in the first quarter. Timmerman in the shotgun, and he runs it up the middle. Gets a couple yards out of it, squirms forward. Got to be careful holding on to the ball there, but does gain 3.
Actually did a pretty good job gaining those 3 because that collapsed on him pretty fast.
Yeah, that hole closed about as quick as it opened. And it's a 2nd and 7 coming up for Southwest Valley on the Central Decatur 35-yard line of their first possession of this game. The Timberwolves under head coach Anthony Donahue. His 7th year in charge of the program. They were a state qualifying team a year ago, one of the final 16 teams. Timmerman with Curran back there with them, design quarterback run, and Timmerman squirms forward for a couple more. And Cody, this is, Anthony Donahue says 4 yards in a cloud of smoke, 4 yards in a cloud of smoke. That's what they're getting here, and it's going to be 3rd and short coming up for them.
Yeah, nothing looks unfamiliar to this point. But if you do it good, if you do it well, just keep doing it.
So they'll spot it at the 33, so 3rd and, you can call it a long 4, short 5. Coming up, shotgun look, 2 running backs in the backfield with Timmerman, and ball's on the ground. He'll get it back, trying to make a broken play, but he gets brought down from behind of the 35, so it'll be a loss. And coming up with the stop there was Ty Rasmussen, a junior linebacker for Central Decatur.
Well, they're kind of in no man's land. You can punt it, but you can go for it and not give him a very good yard, so we'll see what he chooses.
I think you're going for it here because most likely with a punt, there's a very good chance you're only netting 15 yards out of that.
Yeah.
So 4th and 7 from the 35. We might see our first pass of the game from Southwest Valley.
We might. You never know.
Timmerman in the shotgun, and they're going to get movement on the front line. Cale Rockhold, one of the outside linebackers on the left side, moved, and there was movement on the right side as well.
So now you have a more manageable 2 yards.
And that's more in Southwest Valley's wheelhouse because it really opens up the playbook there. So 4th and 2 from the 30. I imagine we're going to see probably something to Timmer, maybe a direct run for Timmerman. Although, as I mentioned, Isaac Curran doing a good job of getting downhill early on.
I wouldn't rule out Bradley Grants either. He's kind of your big power back.
6 minutes left here in the first, and it'll be just Timmerman and Curran in the backfield for Southwest Valley. They'll shift Grants to the left side. And Timmerman will bowl forward. 2nd, 3rd effort. Going to be close. I think he got it.
I think it kind of looks like it, depending on the spot.
Of course, the Central Decatur side is going to say he didn't get it.
They pointed first down Central Decatur.
Yeah, okay. They're going to say he was about half a yard short. Man, that's...
Can't believe they wouldn't measure that.
Yeah, I saw one like that last night as well at Harlan Lewis Central where it was really close and there was no measurement. And they're going to say turnover on downs for Southwest Valley. So Central Decatur will get it back. And they line up Sam Booth in the backfield. 4 receivers on one side. Jack Scrivener, the tall tight end, flanked down to the left side. High snap, Scrivener gets the pass to Booth, or from Booth, and then he scores forward close to a first down, about 2 yards shy, the 37-yard line. And Cody, one thing with the way Central Decatur lines up and what they're trying to do is create confusion and definitely on passing plays, maybe catch you napping where they can find someone open.
Well, and then you can create a mismatch out there with your big tight end. I mean, he just has to catch the ball and then try to run over a couple smaller guys, so I wouldn't not think you would see that quite a bit more tonight.
Here's a 2nd and 2 coming up for Central Decatur. Booth in the backfield, 4 receivers on the right side. Passing play here, pocket collapsing, and he goes down. Dylan Inman gets the stop. And that's a big one there on second down because it makes it third and a little longer coming up for Central Decatur.
And some of that's on the D-backs. They had good coverage there, so that kind of created a little more time in the pocket.
Dylan Inman, somebody last year that Coach Donahue really praised a lot early on of the season.
Had some injuries toward the end of the year, I think.
So it'll be third down and about 5 coming up for Central Decatur from their own 34. Fast-moving first quarter. We've got 4:30 and rolling left here. Here's a direct snap. Walker breaks out of an ankle tackle, tries to get to the left side, but nothing there. Got maybe back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And the Southwest Valley defense holds again. And another punt coming. If you like punts, I have a feeling with the way these two defenses play and the youth of these offenses, this might be a game for you tonight.
And I remember last year's game, there were just so many mistakes by Southwest Valley. That's why the score got so blown apart. The defense played well, just too many little mistakes.
And it was a very senior-heavy Central Decatur team as well that took the field last year, and that showed in that game as the punt by Scrivener, a high punt, not necessarily a deep punt. And then it takes a Southwest Valley bounce, and it'll be in play at the 44-yard line.
It was about a 10-yard punt.
Yeah, it comes out to 10 yards, but, I mean, it had a lot of hang time.
She just went the wrong direction when he hit the ground.
So Southwest Valley definitely winning the field position game as we speak. But that doesn't mean anything if you can't find a way to get points on the board.
We kind of saw that last year in the Mount Air game when it started blowing open one play at a time.
So Timmerman will line up in the backfield. Eli Rodriguez back there with him along with Isaac Curran. Penalty marker comes in. They give it to Curran. He gets tripped up in the backfield by Cale Rockhold for a loss of a couple. We'll see what the flag is. That was right off the snap, so it might be some type of illegal movement.
I guess a movement or offsides, one or the other.
On Southwest Valley, and we'll see. Illegal shift is the call.
Snap. 5-yard penalty from the previous line of scrimmage. That'll be decline the down count. Second.
They say sophomore Devin Greenwald, the tight end, wasn't set, but it's a loss. So Coach John Peterson of Central Decatur says, you know what, we'll decline it and make him get behind the chains at 2nd and 12. That's something with an offense like Southwest Valley that's so routine-based. Getting behind the chains can really kill a drive. Timmerman will work out of the shotgun. Curran and Grant back there with them. One receiver out of the left side, one on the right as well. Passing play here. Timmerman wants to step into it, unwinds, and he overthrows Marshall Knapp. Marshall Knapp did a good job of bursting and getting by his man, Kaysen Watson. But that one just a little off, and it's going to be 3rd down.
Well, at least they showed that they're going to be willing to try it.
That would have been a big one. That's easily a 1st down, maybe a touchdown if it connects, but instead it's 3rd and 12 coming up for Southwest Valley. From the Central Decatur 46-yard line, 3:51 to go here in the first quarter. Three receivers on the right side for Southwest Valley. Timmerman rolling right. Looks like a passing play here, but the pocket's collapsing, and he gets spun down to the ground. A couple of different Cardinals were there for the stop. I believe Jeremiah Cowling among those. And a 4th down and a punting situation coming up for Southwest Valley. And again, Cody unable to take advantage of the good field position.
Well, once you get behind like that, you don't have a good feeling for your pass game yet. You'll see that, but it could grow, as we speak tonight. So it just takes a little time.
So Southwest Valley will punt from their own 48-yard line. Isaac Curran. The end-over-end punt, fielded by Champ Walker, and Walker tries to get to the boundary. He's got blockers. Champ Walker to the 50. Flag comes in. Walker will go down the sideline and is knocked out of bounds by Timmerman inside the 10, but I have a hunch this one's probably coming back.
Yeah, that one was right in front of the ref. It wasn't really too hard to spot, and I think you're going to see it come back.
And, Cody, these are the types of plays in a game like this where points are going to be at a premium. Offense early on, still trying to figure things out. You can't have those on either side.
No, and those are the ones that get brought up in film.
Yeah. So they will bring it back.
Return team number 88. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the 5.
And that's from the spot of the – yeah, I mean, you're talking inside the 5-yard line, inside the 10, and instead Move it all the way back to the Central Decatur 33-yard line.
10, ball to 33-yard line.
So that'll be where Central Decatur begins their next possession, 1st and 10. From their own 33. Again, fast-moving first quarter, 2:58 to go.
Yeah, I could see Central Decatur going back to that one-on-one isolation out there in space.
And they'll move everyone around. Scrivener looks like he'll be the guy that takes a snap for Central Decatur. High snap, and Colin Jacobs again. Nice tackle by him. He can't run without legs, and Colin Jacobs, you can see the veteran presence. They're able to wrap up and just drive Scrivener backwards.
Well, and Jacobs has such a low center of gravity, and he plays so well to the ground that it's really hard to block him when he gets going forward.
So it's a loss for Central Decatur. Back him up to the 30-yard line, so make it 2nd and 13 coming up for them now. Here are the final minutes of the first quarter. Booth, empty backfield out of the shotgun. Now he'll put a man in motion behind him. That is Paxton Applegate. Pistol look now for the Cardinals. Booth will throw, incomplete, and out of hands of Cale Rockhold. And a 3rd and 13 now coming up for Central Decatur. And again, Cody, those are ones that got to take advantage of.
Yeah, and their receiver had a half a step on on Southwest Valley's defensive back, so he could have made some ground up, maybe not caught the first down, but it'd been pretty much inside 3 yards.
So 3rd down coming up for Central Decatur. In the waning stages of the first quarter. And a timeout taken by Southwest Valley. Or Central Decatur, rather, is the one that calls the timeout. We'll take a quick one with them. 2:12 left here in the first. No score on the KMA video stream.
Valley Video Stream is brought to you by Balance Forward. Most cattle feeders are concerned they aren't competing on a level playing field. Balance Forward is simply a way to make cattle feeding more profitable as they help mid-market cattlemen who want to get more out of their business. We have a plan to build a better beef supply chain so cattle feeders can make more profits out of a steak with our 3 uniques: BFW Feeders, Cattle Business Systems, and Custom Solutions. Visit balanceforward.com or call 712-785-3766. Balance Forward, the cattle business modernized.
Welcome back to Corning here on the KMA video stream online, KMAland.com. Trevor Mader, Cody Konishny here with you tonight. The Balance Forward video stream. And Cody, 10 minutes in, still no score. This has been a very old-fashioned style football game so far.
Yeah, let it run. Try to open it up. Good defensive play all around kind of is helping that. But not too many mistakes so far. Just kicking games have kind of been a problem.
Yeah, particularly on the Central Decatur side, where they've given Southwest Valley some really good field position a couple times tonight, but Southwest Valley has not been able to take advantage of it. 3rd down coming up for Central Decatur. Booth on a passing play over the middle, incomplete. And another punt coming up.
Looks like the receivers kind of got crossed up on each other in the middle there.
And there was a collision amongst them, which is never what you want when you're trying to drop a passing play.
We'll see if hang time equals yardage this time.
Jack Scrivener on to punt for the 3rd time here tonight. That punt much better than the previous 2. Marshall Knapp will field it at the 30, puts it on the ground. Knapp chases it down and gets spun out of bounds inside the 30 at the 28-yard line. And that'll be where Southwest Valley begins their next drive with 1:59 left here in the first quarter. My very unofficial statistics tell me 14 total yards for Southwest Valley. And Central Decatur, how about -15?
Well, I think there's room for improvement by both teams, Trevor.
I would say definitely early on. So we've had a grand total of -1 yard in this.
It's early. Anything can happen.
So Southwest Valley now will start this next drive on their on 29-yard line. Timmerman on the keeper, tries to go to the right side, gets a block from Isaac Curran, but too much going east and west. Gets brought down. Champ Walker, Kale Rockhold among those in there for the stop.
Rockhold on the stop. Also Walker.
Got nothing on that one, did Timmerman.
Lost a yard.
Might have actually lost a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 10 coming up for Southwest Valley. Fast-moving first quarter, to say the least. And Timmerman in a shotgun look, low snap, wants to screen it, dangerous, but it's caught at the 36-37-yard line. Able to get Roman Keefe, but that one just kind of hung in the air, but Keefe does catch it, pick up a couple of yards.
Yeah, they had the right idea there. It didn't look like it was going to finish up the way they wanted, but he was lucky it got there when it did.
Actually sets up 3rd and short coming up for Southwest Valley, 3rd and about 4.
4 yards to go.
Coming up for the Timberwolves. So 3rd and short. 40 seconds left here in the first quarter. Timmerman out of the shotgun. Hands it off. Curran. Curran first down. Breaks out of a tackle. Still on his feet up past midfield and then gets brought down. But again, there's a north-south running of Isaac Curran moving the chains for Southwest Valley and putting into Cardinal territory.
Yeah, and that was kind of their best running plays early on this quarter. And I think they're going to keep coming back to that more.
So it moves the sticks, and that is 25 seconds left on both the play clock and the game clock.
You're right about midfield, so it's not going to change this too much either way.
We'll see if Southwest Valley opts to run another play or if they'll just go into the...
I'm guessing they'll run it down.
Yeah, they're going to take their time and
make it easy on the chain gang.
Go into the second quarter. No score after 1 here in Corning on the KMA video stream, on the Balance Forward video stream. We'll take a break. Back here in a moment with more from Corning.
Insurance Agency of Corning is a proud sponsor of the Southwest Valley video stream. Grunman Insurance Agency is a family-owned, third-generation insurance agency located in Corning and offers service in all lines of insurance, specializing in farm, crop, home, auto, and commercial lines. Visit them at 721 Davis Avenue in Corning or call 641-322-4120. Grunman Insurance Agency, the ideal home for all your insurance needs.
ARC Group, we take a disciplined approach to marketing. We understand that education and experience must be at the forefront of your decision-making process, and we also understand that all farms manage risk differently. This is Tim again with the ARC Group. I would like to meet with you, learn about your operation, understand your short and long-term goals, and then together we form a plan to maximize profitability on your farm. Call me at 712-370-3497 or visit us at agrisconsulting.net.
Welcome back to Corning here on the KMA video stream online, KMAland.com. Trevor Mader, Cody Conditioning here with you tonight. We played 1 quarter in Corning and no score between Southwest Valley and Central Decatur, but Southwest Valley does have the ball on the Central Decatur 49-yard line. Southwest Valley has held the field position advantage so far in this game, but hasn't been able to turn that into any points. We'll run it there for maybe a yard or so with Bradley Grants, but not much for the taking.
Had a little bobble to snap there. Kind of got lucky they didn't lose it.
Loose ball, but Timberwolves retain it.
So they've maintained possession. They're at midfield. Loses a yard. It'll make it 2nd and 11 from the 15. So 2nd and 11 from the 50 for Southwest Valley here. Early stages of the second quarter. Timmerman, quarterback run up the middle, gets to about the 47 before being brought down. So 3rd and about 7 or 8 coming up here. And Cody Konishny, this has been kind of the kryptonite for Southwest Valley. What are you drawing up?
I think you go back to the passing game. I think you can come up with a new scheme. They've seen a quarter's worth. They might give it a shot.
So 3rd and 7 coming up for the Timberwolves. No score here in the second quarter. Timmerman in the shotgun. Running back to his left. I think Marshall Knapp might be the man here. Nope, they will hand it off instead. Isaac Curran keeps the legs moving up past the 40. He might have a first down with the effort he had.
I guess they proved me wrong.
About the run by Isaac Curran. Another north-south, no-nonsense run. They needed 7. They get 8. Down to the Central Decatur 38-yard line.
We'll see if anybody can get in the red zone tonight, Trevor.
So far, nobody has. We'll see if that can change for Southwest Valley here. Early phase of the second quarter. Timmerman, low snap on the ground. Broken play, trying to turn nothing into something, and gets dropped for a loss of a couple. And again, that's about the third ball we've either seen on the ground or up in the air tonight.
Yeah, I think all the Southwest Valleys have been low snaps so far.
So a loss of 5, and again, it'll put Southwest Valley behind the chains at 2nd and 15 from the Central Decatur 43-yard line. Still no score in this one. Timmerman will throw, or at least looks like he wants to throw. Unwinds one to Marshall Knapp, who gets by his receiver, and a flag comes in. That's going to be pass interference one way. I'm not sure. I imagine it's going to be on Central Decatur, but Cason Watson and Marshall Knapp had a little hand fighting going on.
Yeah, it looks like the defensive back tugged the jersey when he was trying to get free.
So that's a 15-yard penalty. If it's defensive, which it is, and in high school, pass interference is not an automatic first down, but by terms of the yardage that they gain from it, it makes it a first down on 2nd and 15. So the 15-yard penalty gives Southwest Valley a fresh set of downs to the Central Decatur 28-yard line.
Well, and that gives you someone like Marshall Knapp, who's real athletic, pretty tall, can jump out the building. You just got to give him a chance.
Knapp stand out in the high jump. Here's Timmerman. They put Grants in motion. Timmerman up the middle for a couple yards before Cale Rockhold brings him down.
Rockhold making the stop.
I think Central Decatur got pretty lucky there because there was a huge hole off to the left that he missed.
So 2nd and 7 coming up.
Ball spotted at 25.
For the Timberwolves.
Second down.
2nd and 7. We've got 8:53 left here in the first half. Still no score.
I think this quarter's grinding out faster than the first quarter did.
Hey, I will never complain about a fast-moving football game. Shotgun look, two running backs in the backfield with Timmerman. It's Curran on his right side, Grant's on his left side. Low snap on the ground. Timmerman gets it back, but again, that play is stopped because of the low snap. Cord Hamilton will be the guy that I'm giving credit.
It almost looked like there was a mishandle in the exchange. I don't know if he held on to the ball too long or what, but Timmerman kind of looked like it was his fault.
So 3rd down coming up for Southwest Valley, 3rd and 12 from the Central Decatur 29-yard line. Meanwhile, Mount Air's up 18-0 on Nottoway Valley early on in the battle for the Rock. The Raiders, of course, in Southwest Valley's district, a very wide open Class A District 7 this year. Here's Timmerman.
Let's say they were down to 1 second.
In the shotgun, and it looks like, they're going to have to burn a timeout. We'll burn one with them. It's scoreless here early in the second quarter on the KMA video stream, the Balance Forward video stream at KMAland.com.
Believing. That's what you'll hear from customers that choose Barrett Auto Center of Glenwood time and time again. Barrett customers come in for vehicles and service work, but they come back for conversation and honest advice. They want one of the largest pre-owned and fully serviced inventories in KMA land, and they return when they've gone elsewhere and it just isn't the same. See and believe for yourself how little differences add up to a better car buying experience. Come back to Barrett's and Barrett'sAutoCenter.com.
For over 25 years, Chat Mobility has provided you the latest technology, competitive prices, and a nationwide high-speed network. Though important, we're a whole lot more. We serve your hometown communities, sponsor your local chambers and events. It's our goal to work hard while giving back to those who graciously support us. At Chat Mobility, our interests are much deeper than providing great service. We're just committed to serving you. To learn more, see us at chatmobility.com today.
3rd and 11 for Southwest Valley coming out of this timeout in Central Decatur territory. Evan Timmerman on the run, gets a couple yards. Flag comes flying in after the gain of a couple, but
I guess we got block in the back.
Yeah, and if you're Coach John Peterson here of Central Decatur, you've got a couple options, Cody, as it's holding on Southwest Valley. They're going to make him replay 3rd down. That's what I would have done as well, because you're either saying, okay, we're going to make it 4th and about 8 or 9. You know they're going to go for it. Or let's back them up even more, make it 3rd and a country mile, and see if we can get another big play here defensively. So they're going to back it up to the 39. How about 3rd and 21 coming up for the Timberwolves? Timmerman in the shotgun, one running back on his left side.
Well, I guessed wrong last time, so I'm not going to take another guess at it.
3 receivers on the left side. Timmerman wants to throw, dumps it out to Grant, who can't haul it in, and it's incomplete. And that'll make it 4th and 22. And I imagine Coach Anthony Donahue.
Yeah, I think you got to try to pin him.
Not a riverboat gambler by any means, going to punt it away. As Isaac Curran will come out there to, again, try to flip field position.
Yeah, I think your best bet is to try to pin him and hold him, 3 and out.
Central Decatur will put a couple guys back there to return, and Curran, a little bit of a high snap, gets it down, and nice punt. Walker on a hop, hit his hands, and he gets lit up. Marshall Knapp says hello at the 10-yard line.
Looking right into the sun. That had to be tough.
That's one that Champ Walker's probably going to feel in the morning.
I would think so.
And that's one, Cody, he's in a tough spot fielding that one because it's on a short hop. It's kind of like when a shortstop feels a short hop in baseball, there's really not much you can do except try to make a play and not create an error. And that's what happens there. Champ Walker just able to grab on and hold on to the football, maybe the most important part of that whole sequence for Central Decatur. And they're going to start this drive on their own 10-yard line. They've got Sam Booth in the backfield, and they'll run it with Champ Walker for a couple yards. I mentioned the Booth family, very prominent name in Central Decatur. Carter Booth was a great athlete around my age, went on to play basketball at Iowa State. His sister Reagan was a fantastic basketball player in her own regard. Matthew, an all-around good athlete. And Sam Booth there as well. They've got to just about be out of Booths, I would think, there.
Well,
in Central Decatur.
You never know.
So 2nd and 8 from the 12 coming up for the Cardinals. 4 receivers to the right. Booth out of the shotgun. Screen pass. Walker hauls it in, trying to follow his blocks. Gets a couple yards out of that. Isaac Curran with the stop.
Robbie Barnes also in on the stop.
That was a good job by Curran. He stood his guy up and let the guy make a choice, but everybody was closing in on him.
How about 3rd and 5 coming up for Central Decatur? 6 minutes left here in the second quarter. They'll break the huddle and move everybody around. Rockhold and Walker come out of the backfield onto the right side. And Booth scrambling right side, holding penalty coming, it looks like, out of the backfield. They dump it off Champ Walker. He's got a big gain, still going, puts a nice move on. Champ Walker down the sideline into Southwest Valley territory, but I have a feeling it's going to be all for naught.
Yeah, this is going to be the second game film situation we have.
And one of the linemen back there for Central Decatur just got put in a very tough spot.
Yeah, it looked like he had his hands on the back of the Southwest Valley jersey and threw him to the ground, and that'll get it every time.
And it was really one of those, too, where the Southwest Valley defender kind of changed his angle at the last moment, and there's nothing he could do.
And I don't even think he really needed to do it. That's the worst part about it.
And those are the types of penalties that, as a coach, will drive you crazy.
Like I said, that's game film material again.
Because, I mean, instead of first down inside Southwest Valley territory, we're backing it all the way up. Looks like inside the 5. How about right at the 6? 3rd and 14 coming up for Central Decatur.
And if you're Southwest Valley, this is exactly what you wanted to have happen.
Now if you're Central Decatur, I think you're thinking, how can I just give my punter some room here? Last thing you want's an errant snap or a ball on the ground that could be 2 or 6. 5 on the play clock. Booth, empty backfield out of the shotgun, takes the snap with 1 second left. Pocket collapsing, throws one over the middle. It's incomplete. He wanted to go to Jack Scrivener. He slipped. Roman Keefe was in coverage there for the Timberwolves. I think Scrivener wanted a flag, but wasn't a ton of contact there. Eli Rodriguez also in coverage.
No, I think his feet just came out from underneath him, and Southwest Valley dodged a bullet because that would have been enough for a first down.
Yes. And again, the field position game going by way of Southwest Valley early on. 4th and 14 for Central Decatur, and Jack Scrivener will punt from his own end zone.
I know I have seen 2 points go on the board before anything else in games, so it's a tight window. They got it off clean.
And the punt is blocked out of the back of the end zone. That'll be a safety. Marshall Knapp gets the block. They had a couple other defenders in there, but Southwest Valley gets the first points of the night, and you called it, Cody.
I guess sometimes 2 is the right number.
So Marshall Knapp
blocking that punt.
Gets the blocked punt. And it's 2-zip, and the big thing with that too, Cody, is now Southwest Valley gets the ball as well. Every coach in the history of the world will always tell you that special teams, very big part of the game, and right now it's reigned supreme. Southwest Valley have been able to kind of flip the field with field position on punting, and then the safety there as well.
Yeah, and they're kind of setting themselves up for probably what they wanted. Try to grind it out, leave no time left if they wanted to score in this half, and I believe they get the ball back in the second half.
Yeah, they deferred to start things, so they would get the ball to start the second half. 2-zip. Southwest Valley, 5:29 left here in the first half. The way the offenses have struggled to move the ball, 2-zip might be enough.
Well, your stat at the beginning of the second quarter was obvious of that. Would we have 1 yard or minus 1?
It was minus 1 yard. So 2-0 Southwest Valley early on. So we'll get the safety punt, 5:29 to go here in the first half.
I think they're going to tee it up.
Now I know in the collegiate and professional game, you cannot kick it off a tee on a safety. That's not the case at the high school level.
Just let that go out of bounds. They need to get a penalty.
Yeah, it works out for Southwest Valley. All right, they'll take it. So now they have the option. They can re-kick it or make him take it to the 35-yard line.
I'd make him re-kick it.
We'll see what Coach Donahue decides to do here. It looks like with the way the offense is out there, they're probably going to take it to the 35.
I know they're pointing back.
Okay, yeah, they are going to.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
They're going to run it back.
25 yards from the place of the kick. First down, Southwest
Nope,
Valley.
okay. First down, Southwest Valley. 25 yards from the place of the kick is the
midfield, I think.
Penalty from where it went out of bounds. So
it's 25 from where they kicked it.
That's kind of a weird thing in the rule book with a safety kick out of bounds. It's not something you see. Like, you don't see a lot of safety kicks.
So in the long grand scheme of things, they burned a lot of clock, basically end up right where they were ahead by 2.
That's one that is a new one to me. Maybe our rules expert, Ryan Matheny, can fill me in on that one. But Southwest Valley going to take it now at their own, at the Central Decatur 45-yard line after the safety kick goes out of bounds. Isaac Curran trying to follow his blockers up to the 38-yard line.
Really patient right there in that hole. I mean, there was nothing there. He just kept grinding until he found something.
So Curran with a nice run. Court Hamilton comes up with a stop. Gain of 8 for Southwest Valley on first down. Timmerman out of the shotgun. And they'll run it again. Curran falls forward for a couple and gets the first down to the 34-yard line. Isaac Curran has been the bright spot offensively for Southwest Valley tonight. Jaden Broik, Kale Rockhold among those that get the stop.
I can see him trying to catch him off guard, passing the ball on the first down. I mean, I don't think anybody expected, but neither would I.
Another run play. Bradley Grants breaks out of an ankle tackle, gets to the 30-yard line. So a gain of 4 for him on first down.
About a second effort getting yardage here.
Ball spotted at the 30-yard
So
line.
2nd and 6 for Southwest Valley from the 30.
Second down and 5 for the Timberwolves.
Southwest Valley's run game getting a little momentum. 4 minutes left here in the first half. Handoff Curran again. Gets a couple yards before being brought down by the ankles. Kale Rockhold, a name we've been calling a handful of times tonight.
Rockhold on the stop.
Defensively, brings him down, but not after a gain of 2. Under 4 minutes left here in the first half.
Ball at about the 33.
And Southwest Valley in business at the 28-yard line. 3rd and short coming up. This is where they want to be. Direct snap, Timmerman, high snap, breaks out of a tackle, lowers the shoulder pads, has the first down, and brought down to the 21-yard line.
Yeah, that was just solid effort there. Bad snap, but he kept with it and just kept grinding.
Did a good job again of running downhill. Gain of 7 for Evan Timmerman on 3rd down. And Southwest Valley's run game, as I mentioned, finding a little life on this drive. How about
first down?
Positive gains on the last 4 plays and 10 plays, 33 yards so far for the Timberwolves.
And it seems like it's all coming right up the middle. Every time they stretch it, they can't seem to make the corner, but they can go up the middle.
Timmerman, high snap again, gets it off the bobble, has an open hole up inside the 15, down close to the 10, and Evan Timmerman has done a good job of preventing disaster a couple times and turning into a net gain. Spotted on the 13-yard line, so a gain of 8 for Timmerman.
2.5.
Southwest Valley now 66 yards rushing.
Ball spotted at the 13. Second down.
Timmerman with 2 running backs in the backfield will hand it off. Curran forward inside the 10. Southwest Valley, I imagine we're going to see 4 more run plays because it's a first down.
If we have enough time.
Yeah, they're going to.
2 minutes left.
Yeah, that's plenty of time. They've got timeouts as well to use.
9-yard line, first and goal for the Timberwolves.
So it's first and goal from the 9 in a 2-0 ball game. No, this is not baseball. This is not soccer. We've played 22 minutes of football so far. Timmerman in the shotgun. Curran and Grants back there with him. Gives it to Grants. Grants can't quite break out of an ankle tackle. Kill Rockhold loses his helmet. Gets the tackle, though, and it's a loss of 1.
Rockhold on the stop.
To bring it to 2nd and goal from the 10. And Kill Rockhold, another nice defensive play from him. Central Decatur never has a shortage of good defensive players. Of course, Cole Peterson went on to play collegiately at Iowa State. He was a standout in his own regard. 1:10 to go, and Southwest Valley content to burn all the time they can. And they'll break the huddle with about 8 seconds left on the play clock. Timmerman in the shotgun, down to 2. They got to get it off. They do with 1. Timmerman wants to throw out in the flat. Grants hauls it in, but gets brought down by Case and Watson. And Grant's slow to get up.
Watson on the stop.
And he is down at the moment. And Bradley Grants will be tended to. And a third down coming up for Southwest Valley. As we'll get an officials timeout with 48.6 seconds left. And because it comes in the final couple minutes of the half, it's a charge timeout to Southwest Valley. We'll take a quick one as well. 2-zip Timberwolves here on the KMA video stream online, KMAland.com.
Very best in convenience, it's Cubby's. Stop in today for hot and fresh food, plus that local spirit that you'll always find at Cubby's. And when it comes to pizza at Cubby's, with every large pizza sold, Cubby's gives $1 to the local school district with the Raise Some Dough program. In fact, Cubby's contributed $29,855 in 2021 to local schools for educational and athletic purposes. Just another reason to stop, shop, and eat at Cubby's. For the Cubby's near you, go to Cubby's.com.
Welcome back to Corning on the KMA video stream online, KMAland.com, the Balance Forward video stream. Trevor Mader, Cody Konishny here with you. We've got the wonderful Miss Wetzel running the camera for us tonight. 2-zip, Southwest Valley leading Central Decatur in the final minute of the first half. And Southwest Valley in business at the Central Decatur 10-yard line. Third down, though, and Cody, you're attacking this, I think, like you've got 2 plays to get 10 yards. Of course, Evan Timmerman, a strong kicker for the Timberwolves as well, so maybe they're thinking 3.
Well, I see most of their yardage coming right up the middle, and I just go for it.
See what they do here. 49 seconds left here in the first half. Timmerman in the shotgun. Play action. He gets spun down. That play just kind of looked lost.
I think he
held
was
on to it for a moment.
He was kind of just eyeballing Knapp the whole time, and everything just collapsed around him.
It was Adam Young that comes up with the sack for Central Decatur and pushes them back to the 17-yard line. 4th down and goal from the 17 coming up for Southwest Valley, and the offense does stay out on the field with 15 seconds left in the half and only 2-second differential between the game clock and the play clock. You're kind of treating this like a Hail Mary if you're Coach Donahue.
I figured they might have tried a cheap 5 and then maybe try a field goal.
Yeah, maybe burn a timeout. Nope, they're going to run a play. Timmerman steps into a throw on 4th down to Grant, who hauls it. No, incomplete.
He had it and he dropped it.
He had it till he went to the ground. He got by the defender, and as he brought it to the ground, the ball popped out, and that was a potential touchdown to end the half. Comes up short, and how about this? We've played 24 minutes, doing so at about 45 minutes of live time. 2-0, Southwest Valley leading on the KMA video stream. We'll take a break. Halftime coverage coming up here in a minute.
For unlimited super fast internet you can always rely on, look no further than FMTC's fiber internet. With so much relying on your internet these days, you need a connection you can trust. You can work from home, video chat, stream your favorite TV shows, and more without worrying about the stability of your internet. You could have what everyone else wishes they had.
Your connection to the world, FMTC.
West Valley video stream is brought to you by Balance Forward. Most cattle feeders are concerned they aren't competing on a level playing field. Balance Forward is simply a way to make cattle feeding more profitable as they help mid-market cattlemen who want to get more out of their business. We have a plan to build a better beef supply chain so cattle feeders can make more profits out of a steak with our 3 uniques: BFW Feeders, Cattle Business Systems, and Custom Solutions. Visit balanceforward.com or call 712-785-3766. Balance Forward, the cattle business modernized. Insurance Agency of Corning is a proud sponsor of the Southwest Valley video stream. Grumman Insurance Agency is a family-owned, third-generation insurance agency located in Corning and offers service in all lines of insurance, specializing in farm, crop, home, auto, and commercial lines. Visit them at 721 Davis Avenue in Corning or call 641-322-4120. Grumman Insurance Agency, the ideal home for all your insurance needs.
Western Community College has important news for you. If you're a high school senior trying to figure out what your next step in life will be after high school, consider this. Students learning trade-specific skills will get you into the workplace quicker, making a good living and having a lot less college debt. Iowa Western offers 1 to 2 year programs in nursing, welding, industrial tech, and advanced manufacturing, plus many others. Great skills and great pay in less time. Talk to Iowa Western Community College in Clarinda and Shenandoah and start planning your future now.
Halftime here in Corning tonight, and if you're degenerate enough to bet on a high school football game, I hope you took the under. 2-0 Southwest Valley leading Central Decatur. As we go to the break here in Corning, we'll have halftime coverage coming up here in a moment. A lot of fun stuff coming up. I talked with former St. Albert standout Luke Waters, who's now playing collegiately at North Dakota State. Also had a chance to talk with one of the regional college football coaches getting ready to kick off their season as well. So we're going to hear those. When we come back, we'll get you set for the second half here in Corning.
It's always fun catching up with former KMA-landers that are doing great things at whatever level that may be, especially at the collegiate level. And today we're talking with Luke Waters. Luke is a St. Albert alum. He is on the football program right now at North Dakota State playing fullback. They're getting ready to open up their season September 3rd against Drake. Luke, how are things going today, man?
Oh, they're going well. Going well. Just about ready to head to the Dome, get some treatment, then start meetings and go to practice and hopefully have a good one.
Yeah, it's a fun time of year. Of course, you and your teammates getting ready for another year of North Dakota State. So talk about what the offseason has been like. How do you feel things have gone?
This offseason was really big for me. Just another semester getting acclimated to all the things up here, another semester learning the playbook, being in the weight room, and just interacting with the guys. It was a really fun offseason, just doing all those things and trying to be the best we can for this coming fall.
Yeah, so you start your high school career, you play at St. Albert, very storied program that had a lot of success. Then you go to Iowa Western, another program that is constantly a contender and having success. And then now you're at North Dakota State. Everybody knows what they've done over the last decade. So what is it with you and programs that obviously have a culture and a history of winning? What's the correlation there? I take it it's something you obviously like.
Oh yeah, nothing's better than winning. But I think just coming from St. Albert, having that solid foundation of what it takes to win, what all goes in, like the unseen stuff, and then obviously what all goes in on game days and things like that has really just carried me through Iowa Western and up to here. All the foundation was laid then, and then it just carried over. And it was not an easy transition, but it was one that definitely helped me coming up here, just knowing the hard work and everything that it took.
Yeah, and so you go back to last year, obviously another great year for North Dakota State. What was that experience like for you in your first year there at Fargo and able to win a national title? What was that experience like?
It was incredible. It was pretty surreal. The moment that horn sounded on the final quarter of the national championship, to realize that we did it, we won it all, and that's a moment I'll never forget. And just to be able to celebrate that with guys that I hadn't known that long, but guys that also welcomed me with open arms, were extremely receiving of someone transferring in who asked for help a lot with playbooks and things like that. Just to be able to celebrate that with them, hold the trophy, and then just everything that goes with that. It was one of the best feelings I've ever had.
Speak to your role last year. Ended up playing in 12 of 15 games there for North Dakota State. What were your takeaways from last year?
Last year was definitely a little bit of a learning experience for me, because obviously coming from junior college to here, there were still things that I had to learn, like offensive playbook was a little harder to get down, and then the speed of the game, the strength of our opponents and things like that. But as the season went on, I got more and more comfortable with things, and then just tried to do my part when my number was called to help the team score touchdowns and win games.
Yeah, you of course are playing the fullback role there at North Dakota State, and they always have a very potent rushing attack. So how big is that role that you have? I'm sure it's something you take a lot of pride and responsibility in.
Yeah, we have a ton of pride for the fullbacks and in the tight end, because our position groups as a whole are kind of grouped together, but we just take so much pride in being able to run the ball, and then just looking at dudes across the line on the other team and just knowing that we're going to be able to run the ball. It's pretty exciting just to be able to run the ball. I mean, because not many teams run our style of offense, so just be able to do that day in and day out, it truly speaks of how our coaches prepare us, and then how hard the guys work on the team just to be able to go out there and do what we do.
Heading into your senior season, talk about the role that it looks like you're going to have in the offense this year. Is it going to be pretty similar to what we saw last year?
Yep, for the most part, obviously striving to play as much as I can, get as many snaps as I can, but whatever the coaching staff needs, they already know that I'll step in there, give it my all. Hoping to get on special teams a little more this year, and then see where that takes me from there.
And with a program like North Dakota State that has the track record that it does of winning national championships, going into a year, is there even the talk about expectations? I'm sure you probably saw this too at St. Albert and Iowa Western, but is that even a discussion, or is it just kind of an unspoken thing there with expectations?
It's kind of an unspoken thing. I mean, obviously it's in everyone's head to win the Missouri Valley Conference, and then our end goal is always to hold the trophy up at the end of the year, but our focus right now is game one, and then after game one, game two, and so on and so on. So that's something that they really preach here, is just don't look forward to our big opponent week 3. Don't look forward to any conference games. Just attack each day with a level of dedication and determination, and then see where that takes us.
Yeah, that is St. Albert graduate Luke Waters, now on the football roster, playing fullback at North Dakota State, the defending FCS national champions. Luke, thank you so much for your time today. It was great to catch up with you. Glad to see you're doing well there at North Dakota State, and we wish you the best of luck going forward.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Welcome back into Upon Further Review. Iowa Western football kicking off their season coming up this weekend. Figure it's a good time to catch up with the head coach for the Reavers, Scott Stromeier. Coach, how are things going today?
Well, they're going good. We just finished practice and getting the game plans ready.
Yeah, always a fun time of the year to get the season rolling. So for this year, as you mentioned, you've had practice, you've had summer camps, ready to get things rolling. What are the thoughts heading this year? How are you guys feeling right now?
Well, every single year you have a lot of question marks. We lost a lot of offensive production last year. Defensively, we have a little bit more experience, so we feel pretty good from that standpoint. And just some unknowns offensively, but we definitely have some playmakers, and now we just got to go see how they do it in a live situation.
Yeah, and replacing the playmakers and the talent like you guys have to do this year, that's something that's not new to the program by any means, or into any program at the junior college level. But speak to, the challenge and the task of being able to do that on a yearly basis and do it pretty seamlessly, it feels like.
Yeah, and I think part of that's just the program, that we have. And, we obviously recruit every year, and we've been fortunate, and with the COVID and the extra year, all the returners that came back, last year, we had some good players still in the program, just redshirted, so they've been in the program. It's not there won't be a lot of just true freshmen fresh out of high school. A lot of these guys that are making the squad will be redshirted, or were redshirted, I should say. And so they're just going to get them in game action.
Yeah, the last couple of years, you had a fantastic quarterback in Nate Glantz, who had a lot of success, led the team to a lot of success. Of course, he's now on the roster at Iowa State. So, starting with that position, what do things look like there right now?
Yeah, I've Andre Goodman, he's a transfer from Appalachian State. And then Aiden Edens is a redshirt freshman from Wichita, Kansas, are probably my top two. And then a freshman, from Newton, Iowa, Zay Arguello, and he's really repping with the threes right now. So, I feel pretty good from the depth standpoint of guys knowing what they're supposed to do. It's hard. We replaced Nate, was the player of the year in COVID, the COVID spring, and that he played, and so now we got to play with a new guy. But like I said, very rarely do we have a 2-year starting quarterback. Anyways, I think I've only done it twice, and those Jake Waters and Nate Glantz, where they were a starter for 2 years. So, but we had them here this summer, and they're doing good, and so we'll see.
Offensively, you look at the rest of the skill positions. Who are some of the guys that are likely to be contributors, and what have you seen that stood out to you so far?
Well, our receiving room. We had 2 guys who played last year for us. They weren't starters, but they played in 2 slots. Roscoe Parrish and Tyshawn Jordan. now, I got a transfer from Air Force. I have a transfer from Georgia Tech, in the mix there, and one freshman from Florida, L.J. Fitzpatrick, who's done a really good job this summer and fall camp. So I think top to bottom, I think we'll be as talented athletically. Now we just got to get some production of the guys that we lost. Tight end C.J. Horton returns. He played for us last year, and then at tailback I had three guys that played a lot. And they're back. They weren't starters, and then I have a kid redshirted, Derek Coombs, who is really talented. So it's really, like I said, the athleticism is there, the ability is there. Now we just got to get it all gel together, and sometimes you don't know that until you start playing the games.
Yeah, we're talking about Iowa Western head football coach Scott Stromeier, and defensively last year was a very good unit for you guys en route to getting to the national title game. What does that look like this year? I'm sure the expectation probably doesn't change.
Yeah, and I mean, we get preseason number 2. Preseason polls mean nothing, but it just, like I told the team today, it just puts a bigger bullseye on our back. Even when we lost a lot of players, but we have. Let's see, 4, 5, 6 guys on the D-line that played last year. Okay, 7, that played last year that are all returning. And then we have 2 that we redshirted last year that are really good players. So I think we got probably 11 guys that I feel really, really confident that we can play at any time. And we return 2 linebackers that played a lot. Rayshon Hodge was a starter for us in the spring and the fall, so he's got 18 games under his belt, or 19 games, and a couple in the mix there. And the DBs, I think we have 6 there that played in games for us. So a lot of experience on the defense side of the ball, and we've obviously been pretty talented on defense. And so if you're going to be strong in one area, defensively is one that we want to be strong in, and let our offense kind of get going.
Kick off the season on Saturday against Dodge City Community College at home there in Council Bluffs at Lewis Central. As you get ready for this matchup, tell us a little bit about what you've seen from them.
Yes, it's crazy because they have a whole new staff. So now I know where the head coach came from, and so we kind of studied some of that film, but a new defense coordinator, so we really don't know what they're going to do. We don't know their personnel because their roster has changed so much. So, and this happens a lot, at this level sometimes. But so we're going to have to go and kind of with an idea or what we're thinking, and then we got to be able to adjust, if they do something different. And that's sometimes challenging with the young offense too, because you have to make some in-game adjustments and change some of your game plan. So we're going in with a bigger game plan and just kind of go with the flow. But defensively, we should be okay. They face us every day, and I think their offense is going to be kind of similar to what we do.
Again, that's Scott Stromeier, the head football coach for Iowa Western. Coach, we appreciate the time today, and wish you best of luck going forward this year.
Hey, I appreciate it. It's always a pleasure.
Western Community College has important news for you. If you're a high school senior trying to figure out what your next step in life will be after high school, consider this. Students learning trade-specific skills will get you into the workplace quicker, making a good living and having a lot less college debt. Iowa Western offers 1 to 2 year programs in nursing, welding, industrial tech, and advanced manufacturing, plus many others. Great skills and great pay in less time. Talk to Iowa Western Community College in Clarinda and Shenandoah and start planning your future now.
Legacy Mutual Insurance, your family's needs and success are our priority. That's our legacy. Bringing added convenience to our clients is important to us, and our new office at 614 Holland Avenue in Stanton does just that. It provides a central location for servicing our policyholders and our agents more efficiently. Find a local agent at legacymutualia.com and see how we've been providing farm and homeowners coverage in Southwest Iowa since 1870. Legacy Mutual Insurance, a Grinnell Mutual member, now located in Stanton.
Welcome back to Corning here on the Balance Forward video stream at KMAland.com. Trevor Mader, Cody Konishny here with you tonight, week 1 of the high school football season. And this one, high-scoring affair, 2-0. Southwest Valley leading Central Decatur as we go to the second half of this one. And Cody, we've seen right now offense a little hard to come by. Southwest Valley did get a little bit of movement, though, there to end the first half.
Yeah, the movement really hasn't counted for much yet, but, I mean, if you keep wearing on it, eventually at the end of the game you'll start seeing it come your way.
Yeah, some stats for you through the first half. Southwest Valley, 56 rushing yards, 8 passing yards. Now that is 64 yards. Meanwhile, Central Decatur, minus 13 yards rushing, 26 yards through the air. So 13 total yards of offense for the Cardinals on, well, about 9 plays, plus there were a couple of incomplete passes. 12 plays have netted them 13 yards. And maybe that's the most impressive part, too. Only 12 plays in the first half for the Cardinals.
Now, if I've seen some football over the years, Trevor, I have a suspicion it's going to be a 35-point second quarter. I just feel it. Or third quarter, I can feel it.
You never know. Football can be a weird game, but both teams trying to get something going offensively. Southwest Valley had some movement there at the end of the first half, had a 4th and goal situation on the final play. Drop pass in the end zone, left points on the board. They've won the field position game tonight, but haven't found ways to turn into points. Meanwhile, Central Decatur, they've had a couple of big plays get wiped out because of penalties. They had a big kick return punt return inside the 10-yard line. They had a big run that brought into Southwest Valley territory, both of which won't get shown in the stat sheet because of penalties.
Yeah, you're taking probably a good 80 yards off the board with those 2 plays at least. So, and those are tough ones to swallow.
And if you're watching on our video stream, you'll be able to see now we've got a live ticker of many of the area games going on throughout the area. You can check out those scores. Clarinda and Creston in a battle right now. Bedford rolling over Lamoni at the moment, 52-0. Looks like the Rock on its way to staying in Mount Air this year as they're up 34-0 on Nottoway Valley. Shenandoah's up 27-8 on Missouri Valley right now. A lot of games going on across KMA land, including this one, which is getting ready to begin the second half. Cale Rockhold will kick it away for Central Decatur. Again, the Cardinals led by longtime head coach John Peterson. Rockhold, not a deep kick, and Eli Rodriguez will fair catch it. And about the 25, he signaled fair catch and then wanted to move. But
I don't think that was what he intended to do after the fact.
So now Southwest Valley in business at their own 24-yard line. Central Decatur next week will take on another Pride of Iowa Conference foe in Mount Air, while Southwest Valley will venture west to take on Sidney in a Class A District 7 matchup. It's a very interesting district, I feel like, this year with obviously Southwest Valley. Don't sleep on AHSTW this year. First play's a run to Curran. Curran doesn't get really anything, and a flag comes in on the far side as well.
Let's say I have to say holding on there. Looks like they're showing that.
So we'll see what the penalty is, but generally that's in the area of holding.
Yeah, this district, it seems to unfold late.
Yes.
You never know early. Everything isn't what it seems late in the year.
And that is a penalty on Southwest Valley. Of course, you go back to last year. The Timberwolves really going to the last couple weeks of the season. We're in postseason limbo. Had the big win against Earlham, big win against Riverside. Lost to Mount Air in the final regular season game. Riverside, I think, was a lot of people's team to beat going into last year. They didn't even make the playoffs. Southwest St. Albert, very young last year, a year more experience this year. First and a long ways to go for Southwest Valley, 19 to be exact. And Timmerman out of the backfield finds Grants, but nothing there as he gets wrapped up by Cord Hamilton. And Grants is down. He was shaken up early on. We'll get an official timeout. Cody, Cord Hamilton just sounds like a really good football player name, doesn't it?
I think so.
So as Grants is down, we will step aside. Early stages of the second half, 11:23 to go in the third. Southwest Valley up 2-0 here on the Balance Forward video stream at KMAland.com.
Since 1892, Malvern Bank has been building community from 404 Main Street in Malvern, Iowa. For generations, Malvern Bank has been serving local businesses, families, and farms to help them achieve their goals in every step of their lives. From saving for college to planning for retirement and everything in between, Malvern Bank is your full-service community bank. Call, click, or stop in today to apply for an account, loan, or credit card. Malvern Bank, we build community. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to Courting here on the KMA video stream online, KMAland.com. Trevor Mader, Cody Konishny with you here tonight. 2-0 Southwest Valley leading Central Decatur early stages of the third quarter, and the Timberwolves facing a 2nd and 19 from Their own 15. Fake the screen out of the backfield. Does Timmerman. Now he wants to take the shot to Knapp. Downfield. Incomplete.
A lot of hands, but they're not going to call it, I guess.
Kason Watson was in coverage, and Watson able to defend that one on Knapp, and I think Knapp maybe slowed up a little bit on that one too, Cody, and Timmerman overthrows him. I like the look, though. Fake screen, get Knapp to go on a go route.
Had a nice pump fake.
Chicks dig the pump fake is
That's
what I've been
right.
told.
I'll never know. I was a lineman.
3rd and 19 coming up for Southwest Valley from their own 15-yard line. Isaac Curran on the left side of Timmerman in the backfield, out of the shotgun. I think I've seen more shotgun from Southwest Valley tonight than we've seen in quite some time. And Timmerman on a broken play gets brought down for a loss. Jack Scrivener.
It just seems like any time they try to get that edge, Central Decatur does a really good job of defending it.
So Scrivener, who's a standout track athlete for the Pride of Iowa Conference champion Cardinals, spins him down for a big loss, about a 7-yard loss, and that drive went backwards for Southwest Valley.
I believe it's 4th and forever.
Yeah, 4th and 26. And Isaac Curran now will punt out of his own end zone. Low punt, puts it on the ground.
Oh, boy.
And he is dropped. Ball is out. Southwest Valley is going to pick it up on the 1-yard line, and Central Decatur is going to take over on the 1.
This is essence of last year's game.
There was a second there where I thought we were about to see a 2-2 tie.
That's the only thing you can hope for in football.
So Central Decatur going to get as good a field position as you can get at the 2-yard line.
You know, all joking aside, sometimes it might be better that way.
So the Cardinals, who've been kind of battling field position all night, get gifted really, not gifted, I mean they earned it. Really good field position here. Direct snap Walker kind of high, and that play is blown dead.
Truly movement.
Yep, false start backs him up 5 yards. And Cody, that's one right now. If you're Central Decatur, you're really kicking yourself for that one because you go from 1st and goal at the 2 to 1st and goal at the 7 now.
Well, and you've been biting and scratching for everything you've got so far all night, and this is just another one of those instances.
So if you're just tuning in, the lone points of this game came on a blocked punt by Marshall Knapp that went through the end zone. Then moments ago, a fumbled snap on the punt for Southwest Valley gave Central Decatur the ball at the 2. They've now got it on the 7 after a penalty. Walker will run it up the middle and burst inside the 5. Second, third effort, close to the goal line. Going to be short, though, by about a yard or 2. But he gets it back to the original line again, or pretty close at least. They're going to call it the 3-yard line. Second goal coming up.
These are the longest 3 yards.
Yes. Second goal from the 3 for Central Decatur. And they've got Walker like a wildcat look. High snap. Walker tries to get to the edge. Flag comes in. He's in. Ball came out late. They're going to call touchdown, but I feel like this might be coming back.
Yeah, I think you're going to be right. It honestly looked like it came out before he broke, but if it's a holding, it won't really matter.
There's a lot going on in this play.
Yeah.
And it's holding to back him up. And another costly miscue.
This is going to be your 20 play drive.
Yes.
From the 2.
So Central Decatur, who started this drive of the 2, is now back to the 12.
Ball spotted on the 11-yard line.
Second and goal from the 12, and they'll bring Sam Booth back there in the shotgun. Put Champ Walker on his right hip.
Honestly, from that yardage, I figured they directed to Scrivener, so big.
Booth takes a shot to the end zone. Incomplete. Nice effort made, though, by Jaden Broik.
That's a good throw, too. I mean, put it right where it needed to be, but just a little too far.
So 3rd and goal coming up for Central Decatur. The Cardinals, again, they started this drive on their own, too, and you look at their kicking game. Kill Rockhold last year was 4 of 7 with a long of 39, so there is a little bit of a kicking presence there if they opt to go that way. And right now they're going to line Booth up as a receiver. Walker and a Wildcat will take the snap, looking left, slip for a moment, and gets spun down to the turf. Robbie Barnes makes the stop, and that one again gets blown up in the backfield. Walker lost his footing, and it's 4th and long coming up for Central Decatur.
Yeah, and Robbie Barnes did a really good job of keeping him in front of him. He didn't let him wiggle away from him side to side. And Trevor, I believe 3-2 is a score that we all need on week 1. I really do.
So now here's Cale Rockhold on to try what will be a 34-yard field goal. Sam Booth to hold it for Central Decatur. This would give him a lead. Low snap. And Booth's going to have to try to make a play. Broken play. Takes a shot. Broik wide open. Inside the 10. And he's brought down short of the goal line. And the Southwest Valley defense holds after the special teams miscue. Wow.
But stop short of the goal line.
Well, the bend don't break.
That's one way to do it.
That's cliche, but I guess that's definition right there.
So Central Decatur gets possession at the 2-yard line and cannot find the end zone, cannot find any points.
I'm kind of surprised there wasn't a lineman downfield on that, but.
So now Southwest Valley will take over their 5-yard line. They will run it up the middle. Isaac Curran gets
some breathing room.
Yeah, that's all you want is a little bit of breathing room.
About 3-4 yards.
Gets a couple of yards.
Rasmussen and Hamilton making the stop.
Rasmussen and Hamilton get the stop.
Brings up 2nd down.
So still 2-zip. 2nd and 6 coming up for Southwest Valley. Ball's on the 10-yard line. And Timmerman on 2nd down. They'll hand it off. Bradley Grant didn't get anything out of that one. And 3rd down now coming up for the Timberwolves. Your 35-point third-quarter proclamation, Cody, is, there's still 7:45 left here in the quarter, but not looking promising.
I've seen things, though. You never know. I would say 7. If we could get 7, we'd be on track.
So 3rd down and 6 coming up for the Timberwolves. They will run it again and getting maybe a couple out of that.
Yeah, he had good lead blocking, but I think he just got cut down from behind.
Curran gets a couple for Southwest Valley, but they're going to have to punt.
Going to bring up 4th down.
So the punting unit comes back on for the Timberwolves.
Running back to punt for the Timberwolves.
And the last time there was a bobbled snap that gave Central Decatur great field position. I'm sure that's a point of emphasis for Coach Anthony Donahue's team right now.
I think they've only got 10 on the field. I saw 2 come out and 1 go in.
Low snap. Curran got the punt away, but it was a low punt that is fielded at the 15-yard line by Central Decatur.
Well, as we didn't have much red zone action in the first half, we're getting a lot of it this half.
This has been an interesting game, to put it lightly. And now Central Decatur again with good field position. Some nights you do a game between a pair of state champions, and the next night you do a 2-0 football game. Here's Sam Booth in a pistol look. High snap. I don't know if that was by design. Champ Walker breaks out an ankle tackle along the left side. Has the first down. Tries to get to the corner, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Central Decatur. And the Cardinals take advantage of the short field to get on the board first.
Yeah, he missed that initial guy, and there was nothing left there. Just speed to the edge.
So Central Decatur, our first touchdown of the night. It only took about 29 minutes and 27 seconds of football.
But this is how you get to 35, Trev. One at a time.
I think I'll take the under on this one all day. Looks like Central Decatur going to go for 2. And Booth will step into a throw left side, a little behind Scribner. Did he catch that? He did. What a grab. Scribner had to come back to it. He had Roman Keefe all over him. And the two-point try is successful for Central Decatur. They lead 8-2. That's a good football score here on the KMA video stream. We will take a break back here in 60 seconds from Corning.
Nutrien Ag Solutions is your leading agricultural retailer of crop inputs and expert solutions. And they're your choice in the region for top-of-the-line products and customer service. When nothing short of the best is your standard, talk with Nutrien Ag Solutions in Westboro, Missouri, Coyne, Percival, and Essex, Iowa for fall application and products. Nutrien Ag Solutions, growing your crops and your bottom line.
Your place at Northwest Missouri State University. From day one, experience a university like no other. In the classroom, you'll find career-ready academic programs and hands-on learning, not to mention championship sports teams and clubs. Find your passion and your people. Plus, textbooks and a fully loaded laptop are included in your tuition, with $19 million in scholarships and aid available. They also have a 97% placement rate. Visit nwmissouri.edu to apply today. Northwest Missouri State University, where Bearcats connect.
Welcome back to Corning here on the KMA video stream. Isaac Curran, a nice return for the Timberwolves, gets them out near the 38-yard line, and it's 8-2 Central Decatur leading Southwest Valley right now. Trevor Mader, Cody Konishny here with you on the Balance Forward video stream. First touchdown of the game came just moments ago with a 15-yard rushing score from Champ Walker. And Cody, the Timberwolves have had some miscues on special teams lately. Now find themselves down for the first time tonight, but good field position to start this drive.
Yeah, and I think they were doing well in the first half, and they're going to try to build on that. Right up the middle was where they're having success. I would assume they'll go right back up there.
They'll run it Timmerman off the right side for a positive gain on first down, up close to the first down. Maybe a couple of yards short. Looks like they're spotted about the 46-yard line.
Shades of Brendan Knapp on that play.
Yeah, that was a very Brendan Knapp-esque play. Of course, multi-year starter for the Timberwolves. I think it was a 3.5-year starter. It felt like 33.5.
Yeah, that's what happens when you hang around.
So second and short from their own 47. Timmerman, they're going to empty the backfield out of the shotgun. Usually this means they're going to run with Timmerman. They do. He gets to the outside, gets a block from Knapp. Timmerman to midfield and slips as he tried to get by a defender of Jaden Broik. Timmerman felt like maybe he had more green in front, but most importantly right now for Southwest Valley, moves the sticks into Central Decatur territory.
Well, and this is where we've been having rains here the past couple mornings. I know that's hard to believe, but you get a little dew on the field this late in the game, and it gets hard to run.
Central Decatur 49-yard line. It's where Southwest Valley has it. Timmerman takes the snap, and that play gets blown up. Somebody missed a block for Southwest Valley offensively, and there were bodies all over the place for Central Decatur to drop that one, and it'll put Southwest Valley back on their own side of the field. Second and long. A dreaded second and long in the Southwest Valley offense.
Yeah, and it looks like there's been a lot of bobbled snaps. I don't think they've been poor snaps. I just think maybe the ball's hard to handle right now, or there's too much uphill thinking rather than running. I think it's just getting broke in.
We'll hand it off Isaac Curran.
And we're going to have a hold, I think.
Curran got to the 46, but probably going to be all for naught. And it will indeed be holding. That's going to back the Timberwolves up even more.
Yeah, that was not one you wanted to see there.
So Southwest Valley going to be pushed all the way back to their own 40-yard line. And that second long just got even longer. Second and 21.
Second down, 20 to go.
Coming up for the Timberwolves. Timmerman throws to Knapp. First down. Well, not quite the first down. That threw me off for a moment, but close to the original line of gain after the penalty.
But I think that's something they really need to try to look for. Hit those quick hitters, let the guys get in space and make some moves. That's the only way to kind of keep the change moving on this, especially when you're fighting the long yardage downs.
So now it's going to be 3rd and about 11. Coming up for Southwest Valley. They've got it at the 49-yard line. Passing play here. Timberman wants to take a shot of the middle field. Grant hauls it in, and it's a first down for the Timberwolves to the 30-yard line. He dropped the potential touchdown to end the first half. Makes up for it there, the big gain.
And that's a big confidence builder for Grants. I know sometimes you can get in a funk if you let something big like that go, so that's a good one for him to get back.
And now Southwest Valley in business at the 30-yard line. 3:12 left here in the third quarter. 8-2 Central Decatur leading. Fresh set of downs for the Timberwolves. Timmerman hands it off Curran. Curran with a nice run on first down. Positive yards on first down. That's all you want. I mean, it's not necessarily all you want, but it's something you want. You'll take it.
Yeah, you grind on them a little bit. Them yarders gets a little easier to get.
How about a gain of 6 down to the, we're called the 23-yard line of Central Decatur.
2:36 left in the quarter.
Southwest Valley's lone points were a safety off a blocked punt. Down to 3 on the play clock. Southwest Valley a little discombobulated. Timmerman takes a snap with a second left, has a hole up the middle. Timmerman breaks out of a tackle. He's inside the 10. Nice run by Evan Timmerman following his blockers, Cody. That's something for Southwest Valley. As he continues to get snaps, he's going to continue to learn as well.
Yeah, and he's going to read the field. He's going to read the field better. He was patient and waited for the blocks to get there, and that's where he ran it right through.
So a 1st and goal for Southwest Valley now at the 10. After the run by Timmerman. Nice gain there. Timberwolves trying to, at the very least, tie this game, maybe take the lead on first down. Timmerman, there's a flag on the right side, gets a couple of yards, but this one generally in the area of an offensive penalty.
Shift.
Yeah, most likely an illegal shift or a hold.
I think the FAR judge was motioning for shift.
Survey says illegal shift or illegal motion.
Probably falling forward before the ball was snapped, I'd imagine.
So make it 1st and goal from the 15 now for Southwest Valley. Bedford's lead now 62-0 over Lamoni. Sidney's up 21-8 on Wayne. Here's the first down and goal for the Timberwolves. Curran and Grants in the backfield. They'll hand it off. Curran. Curran gets back close to the line again. Ball came out late. The Central Decatur crowd thinks they got it, and they do. And a turnover for Southwest Valley stops a promising drive. And, Cody, those are the types of things that'll be backbreakers.
Yeah, and, again, it looked like there might have been trouble with the handoff, so that could have played something in there.
Central Decatur comes up with it on their own 9-yard line. And we've got 1:20 left here in the third.
Well, if you're Southwest Valley right now, you just want damage control. You want to hold them and get the ball back. Let's start a good quarter off in the fourth.
Yeah, last thing you want is a long drive here that results in points and makes it a 2-score game. Pass over the middle, too tall for anybody from Booth. An incomplete pass to start this drive.
10 for Rockhold, incomplete. Second down, ball to 10.
Kind of surprised they came out throwing that one.
Yeah, they found the run game with Champ Walker starting to get a little bit of success. So now 2nd down coming up for the Cardinals. And a run play there doesn't get much. Champ Walker gets spun down to the ground.
Dylan Inman.
Dylan Inman gets the stop. Gain of maybe a yard or so for. No, actually, lost about a yard.
Minute left in the quarter.
For Central Decatur. Down to a minute left here in the third quarter. 8-2 our score.
Third down.
Central Decatur taking their time, breaking the huddle. And we saw earlier, they line up kind of chaotically with a lot of dudes in the backfield that move everybody around. Not the case here in the second half. Booth, pocket collapsing, takes a shot downfield to Scrivener. Too tall, too far. He was double covered. Roman Keefe, Eli Rodriguez there in coverage.
Yeah, now they're going to have to punt here
Keefe and Knapp defending on the play.
right before the end of the quarter. So I don't know if this is the end they wanted or the other end, but it looked like they were stalling out.
Trainer and St. Albert are tied at 14 right now. Cam's up 12-6 on Fremont Mills. Southwest Iowa put two guys now back on the return. Pressure coming. That punt was almost blocked.
It
but
was close.
Fair catch. Called for by Timmerman. Put it on the ground. It's recovered by Central Decatur. Timmerman muffed it, and the Cardinals get it on the 40-yard line, 39-yard line. But there's a flag on the 9-yard line, so hold the phone.
I didn't even see the flag.
Now, that could be something like, roughing or running into the punter, which if that's the case, if you're Central Decatur, you're declining that and taking the fumble and
no, they're
the fresh set of downs. But
they're bringing it back.
They'll try it again.
Illegal motion.
Illegal motion. Man, that's
another one.
That's a backbreaker for Central Decatur, Southwest Valley, for Central Decatur, as they will punt it again.
Making any team punt 2 times in a row is always sketchy.
Yeah.
Especially when you have less room to work with now.
So they had the muff punt moments ago, get wiped back because of the illegal movement. And now again they will punt from their own end zone. This one almost blocked. Not a deep punt.
You gotta get away from
I would say
that.
if I'm Southwest, I'm getting away from that and letting it roll.
I've seen no yellow on the ground, so it should be where it stands.
At 31-yard line, so Timberwolves going to be in really good field position.
31-yard line for the Cardinals.
To start this next drive.
First and 10.
11 seconds.
Well, time to run one play here in the third quarter. If you're a defensive aficionado, this has been your type of football game, no doubt.
And if you're Southwest Valley, you just gotta wipe it clean. You gotta forget about it. Just can't dwell on what's happened the last 3 quarters. You just gotta go.
I mean, yeah, it's still a one-score game.
You're still in this game by far.
There's Timmerman in the shotgun with Curran on his left side. A run play along the left side. Couldn't quite squeeze free. Could Timmerman. Gets a couple yards out of that.
Looks like the edge just couldn't quite seal. Defensive end got the step on him.
And that is how the quarter will end. So we're going to go to the fourth. 8-2 our score here in this one. It's been a fun one thus far in Corning. And we've got 1 quarter left here on the KMA video stream online, KMAland.com.
America is choosing to be a healthier nation. That's why so many people choose a Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned, and they offer a full range of vitamins, non-prescription medicines, cold remedies, and convenient items for you and your family. And when it comes to having a prescription filled, you can always count on your Health Mart family pharmacist to do it right. Take your next prescription to Oakland Pharmacy, your independently owned Health Mart pharmacy in Oakland. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
OSI is considered a premier global food provider by many of the world's leading brands. OSI delivers leading-edge food solutions for product development as well as processing, and much of it is done from their Oakland, Iowa plant. Being a leader in the industry allows OSI Oakland to give back to the communities by sponsoring area high school events, offering special programs for veterans, and other community outreach programs. To learn more, visit osigroup.com and search for the Oakland, Iowa location.
Well, we go to the fourth here in Corning. 8-2 Central Decatur leading Southwest Valley on the KMA video stream, the Balance Forward video stream. Trevor Mader, Cody Konishny with you here tonight. A defensive slugfest up to this point. The Timberwolves trying to the bare minimum, tie this. They've got the ball in the Central Decatur 31-yard line to start the fourth quarter with a fresh, well, it'll actually be second down coming up for them. And movement for Central Decatur, I think, is going to give them 5 more yards.
Yep. Dead ball, neutral zone infraction.
A neutral zone infraction on the Cardinals, going to make it 2nd and 5 now from the 26.
I mean, that's just as good as 5-yard first down run.
So 2nd and 5. Timmerman, 2 running backs back there with them in the shotgun. They'll hand it off. Curran with a nice close up kind of quickly, but he's very close to the first down. And again, Isaac Curran, no nonsense. Gets north and south, gets the shoulder pads low.
1 block on the edge, just got missed. It would have been a bigger play than that. But a nice gain anyway.
Down to the 20-yard line, and they needed 5. They got 6 from Curran.
72 making the stop for the Cardinals.
Early stages of the fourth quarter, 8-2 our score. Timmerman with Curran back there with them in the shotgun. Design quarterback run. Timmerman breaks out of a tackle. Timmerman down inside the 10, gets spun down near the 5. And again, the C's part on a Southwest Valley run play, and the Timberwolves in business right now.
Again, with the patience, it's proven to be the most effective thing. Just wait for your blocks and wait for the holes to come open.
It's going to be on the 7-yard line. So about a gain of 13 for Evan Timmerman will make it 1st and goal.
And at this point, I'm guessing everybody's thinking ball security.
Yes. I'm thinking ball security and 4-down territory with 11 minutes to go in this ball game. Timmerman, they get movement again. That looked to be Nash Dykes, the sophomore, cheating a little bit on the rush.
Now
also be half the distance to the goal.
Just good discipline by Southwest Valley to stay still. Now you're inside, the 7?
Got to put it at the 4. Yeah, they were the 7. Now you put it at the 4. Timmerman will have 2 backs back there with them again. Takes the snap, hands it off. Grants falls forward, gets a couple of yards into the scrum, and the officials
there must be some extracurricular things that are hard to see from up here.
Grants, I don't really know they got anything. Maybe I'll give him a yard.
That's fair.
So it'll be a 2nd goal now coming up from the 3-yard line for Southwest Valley. Early stages of the fourth quarter, they trail 8-2 here on the Balance Forward video stream. Timmerman looking back, 5 left on the play clock. They're going to get some off. They got to do it quickly. And he snaps it with 2. Timmerman on the keeper. Timmerman close to the goal line. 2nd, 3rd effort.
I don't know if you're getting
marked short, but a flag's coming in. Might be a face mask.
I think the ball carrier spun around. We'll find out.
9:58 left, and that's a face mask on Central Decatur.
Too, right?
Nope, it's still 2nd down.
I didn't know on a personal foul. I thought it went to 1st down,
but it's 2nd goal for Southwest Valley at the 2-yard line now. And the Timberwolves knocking on the door at the bare minimum of tying this game.
Well, this is where you want to assert your will.
I think we're going to see a Timmerman run here. Let's see. Direct snap to him. Timmerman up the middle into the end zone. Touchdown, Southwest Valley.
It's a good way to come back from that last fumble. Just keep grinding it out. Trust the process. Make it happen.
And we are tied with the ensuing try coming up for the Timberwolves. We'll see whether that's a PAT with Evan Timmerman, and it looks like it's going to be.
Never so much riding on a kick.
Yeah.
Except for last year.
Against
in an Earlham game.
Isaac Curran will hold on the PAT try. Kind of a low snap. Timmerman gets it down, and he puts it through, and the Timberwolves have the lead. 9-8 our score here on the KMA video stream online, KMAland.com. 9:36 left here in the fourth quarter in Corning. We'll be back here in just a moment on the Balance Forward video stream.
At PCSB, we believe in helping our customers and our community grow, and service is how we do it. This is about making banking better. We are here to serve. We have an innovative spirit and a heart for people that moves us to do what's right. Because at the end of the day, we know what matters most. Visit us online at wearepcsb.com. PCSB, we believe in you. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to Corning here on the KMA video stream online, KMAland.com. Trevor Mader, Cody Conditioning with you here tonight. The Timberwolves just moments ago able to regain the lead. A 1-yard rushing touchdown from Evan Timmerman does the trick. 5 plays, 31 yards. Took advantage of a couple of penalties by Central Decatur. They score, they get the PAT, and now it's a 1-point ball game in favor of the Timberwolves here early in the fourth quarter, Cody.
Yeah, and you like to take the pressure off yourself late and make them do a little bit of the backpedaling. It's been tough to score tonight, 9-8, obviously, so it might have been come down to that PAT to end this game. You don't know.
So now Evan Timmerman will kick it away. Champ Walker among those back to return for Central Decatur. Whoever wins this game is going to come away saying, hey, we made a lot of miscues, but we played really good defense. And
yeah, a lot of times it's just about the recovery more than it is the actual, problems with it.
So Timmerman boots this one away. End over end kick will be in play at about the 15-yard line. Champ Walker up past mid to the 34. Got past a couple of defenders and really only had about 2 more guys to beat.
Yeah, he was last line right there.
So Central Decatur going to be a good field position, decent field position to start this drive.
Looks like freshman Mendenhall might have actually got in on that saving play.
So 1st and 10 for Central Decatur from the 34. And Cody, in a game like this where both teams have had success running the ball, every possession is so important as the clock continues to tick down. Now the shotgun Booth will throw over the middle, has a man, Rockhold wide open. Helmet comes off, but he's brought down by Marshall Knapp in Southwest Valley territory. I wonder if we won't see Central Decatur go to the well a little more in the passing game.
Well, that was a nice-looking play, too. It opened right over the middle. Pretty much it looked like the way they wanted it to. So, yeah, I could see them sagging that zone.
I stand corrected. I said that was Keel Rocco. It's actually Jaden Broik getting his first catch of the night. Down to the Southwest Valley 44-yard line. 9-8 our score. It'd be a unique football score if this game ends that way. Of course, Central Decatur hoping it doesn't. Booth, screen out of the backfield. Broik again, a little separation. Spins out of a tackle, falls forward to the 38-yard line. He was able to break out of the attempted tackle from Roman Keefe. Turns a couple more yards out of that, but now Broik is down. He'll come up under his own power, but very gingerly. Gain of 6 for Central Decatur on first down.
Well, now it's going to be important if you're getting that pass rush, and these linemen got to come in with their hands up. Robbie Barnes did a good job. He just missed hitting that ball in the air.
Yeah, we've seen the Southwest Valley defense create some pressure at times tonight, as has Central Decatur. 2nd and 4 coming up for the Cardinals on the 38-yard line of Southwest Valley. Booth out of the shotgun, wants to throw, steps up, pocket collapsing, dumps one off in the midfield dangerously. It was caught by Champ Walker. He was on his knees when he caught it, so it's dead as soon as he catches it. But it's a fresh set of downs for the Cardinals. There's a Timberwolf that is down, writhing in pain right now. And that's going to prompt an injury timeout. So Central Decatur moves the sticks to the Southwest Valley 30-yard line, and we'll have a Timberwolf come out and a new face come in. Won't be much of a stoppage. And again, Cody, Central Decatur finding a way to move the sticks.
Yeah, and through the air, I don't know, they maybe felt like they were pressured to do this, but they're doing it fairly effectively.
So 1st and 10 for Central Decatur. Pistol look for the Cardinals. They put it in the belly of Walker. Walker bounces to the right side. Walker gets to the edge, has the first down, and then some. Still on his feet, then gets smacked out of bounds around the 10-yard. That was a lick.
Is that Rodriguez?
It was Eli Rodriguez.
Still pretty big gain.
And Isaac Curran in there as well. With 8 minutes to go, Champ Walker.
They could still get a first down inside here, too, I believe.
Yeah, because they're at the 11-yard line. So the gain of 19 by Walker makes it 1st and 10 from the 11 for Central Decatur. 8 minutes to go in this one. Hey, well, direct snap Walker. Flag comes in. He gets spun down by Colin Jacobs for a loss. And if I'm Coach Donahue, I'm declining this.
I think you're right. I think you want to pressure downs. It's a pretty big loss.
It'd be a loss of 2.
Offense number 60, that'll be declined.
Yeah, that's what they're going to do. They'll decline it, make it 2nd and long coming up now for Central Decatur. Colin Jacobs, another big play defensively for him.
Some of this now is going to be how do you stunt your linebackers and giving up that middle if you do. You really got to sell out for the quarterback if you're coming that way.
2nd, I'm going to call it 15 from the 16. For Central Decatur, high snap. Booth will take a shot to the end zone, and it's incomplete.
Just overshot him. Fingertips.
On the right side, he tried to go to Paxton Applegate, a freshman. This is the man that got the look there, but pass sails incomplete, and it's now 3rd down and long, coming up 3rd and 15.
I'm guessing 4-down territory since you could still get a first. I don't think they try to kick it.
I mean, they did earlier. It would be the only argument to that. But they had trouble with the snap on there. Here's 3rd and 15. Handoff Walker. Walker gets met. He loses a couple. Guess who? Colin Jacobs, another big defensive play.
And that was a big loss. You're talking 5-6-yard loss on that one.
Yeah, so backs them up even more. It'd be a 36-yard field goal from here. And you're in a really tough spot because it's 4th and 18. You'll have a ton of plays in your playbook for 4th and 18.
Well, they brought the tee out, and last time I believe they botched it, and they had to try to throw it in the end zone.
So Cale Rockhold will now try a 36-yard field goal, but not before
Timeout defense.
a timeout taken by Southwest Valley. With 6:59 left here on the KMA video stream. If you're just tuning in, this has been a defensive battle. The lone points of the first half was a blocked punt by Southwest Valley that rolled through the end zone to make it 2-0. The Timberwolves then had a chance late in the half. They were driving. They had a 4th down in the final seconds of the quarter. Pass was dropped in the end zone. Then early in the 3rd quarter, they had a fumbled snap on a punt that gave Central Decatur the ball on the 1-yard line. Central Decatur went backwards with a couple penalties. They botched the snap on a field goal attempt to turn it over, but then Southwest Valley ended up turning it back over on a really short punt that I think only ended about 13 yards. Gave Central Decatur the ball on the 15-yard line. Champ Walker scored from 15 out. Southwest Valley fumbled in the red zone. They got the ball back. They went down the field. Evan Timmerman scored. So a lot going on, even if the scoreboard maybe not showing that. This has been a very defensive-minded ball game. Low snap again. Rockhold gets it down.
Oh, man.
And
I think
he
that just snuck in.
Powers it through. Nice kick by Rockhold. Nice job by Booth, the holder, to stay composed.
I honestly thought that was a good timeout.
Yeah.
Not to game plan anything other, maybe just to try to force them to maybe rethink the kick.
So Cale Rockhold from 36 yards out gives Central Decatur an 11-9 lead here in this one from Corning. We've got 6:54 left here in the KMA video stream. We'll be back here in 30 seconds from Corning.
OSI is considered a premier global food provider by many of the world's leading brands. OSI delivers leading-edge food solutions for product development as well as processing, and much of it is done from their Oakland, Iowa plant. Being a leader in the industry allows OSI Oakland to give back to the communities by sponsoring area high school events, offering special programs for veterans, and other community outreach programs. To learn more, visit osigroup.com and search for the Oakland, Iowa location.
6:54 left here in regulation. 11-9. Central Decatur leading this game on the Balance Forward video stream. Trevor Mader, Cody Konishny with you here tonight, and Cale Rockhold will kick it away for the Cardinals. He just booted a 36-yard field goal moments ago.
Real short kick, but it's fielded.
Southwest Valley fields it with Knapp, who gives them nice field position up to the 47-yard line. The Timberwolves in business.
That was dangerous, not having all your moving parts in place.
Applegate on the stop for Central Decatur.
Gives them pretty good field position.
Yeah, you'll take that. If I'm Southwest Valley, I'm trying to establish the run here, and the last thing, and I'm sure Coach Downey has made this a point to his offense, the last thing you want is anything negative on first or second down that's going to make things harder to pound the rock. And
I think you just go right back to what was working. Because everything's clean, I think you'll gain yardage on every play.
Timmerman will hand it off. Curran falls forward. He does such a good job of just falling forward. Gets spun down by a handful of defenders, but not before picking up about 5 yards and moving into Central Decatur territory. Yeah, he gets to the 48-yard line. As now there's a Cardinal that's a little slow to get up.
I think Southwest Valley got a little benefit of the doubt off falling off a body on that spot, but we'll take it.
Isaac Curran, 74 yards on 16 carries tonight. This game approaching 6 minutes left. Timmerman, kind of a little bit of a wide snap, falls blockers, flag comes in. Timmerman's inside the 40 to the 37, but we'll see that flag's over on the Central Decatur sideline.
Shift, though, illegal motion. I don't know if he's walking forward again before the snap or what.
That's got to be, what, about the fourth or fifth one of those we've seen tonight?
Quite a few, yeah. And honestly, I've watched the backfield all night, and there probably could have been more that haven't been called.
Yeah, too many men in the backfield is what they called, and that's going to back up into Southwest Valley territory at their own 48.
This feels like your typical week one penalty flag game.
6 minutes left in this one, and it's 2nd and 10 coming up for the Timberwolves. Southwest Valley has thrown 8 passes tonight. They'll run it here. Timmerman gets a couple yards back towards midfield, and 3rd and 7 coming up for Southwest Valley. 3rd and 7 from the 50.
Definitely looked a lot better when it was 2nd and 5.
Yeah, and again, back-breaking penalty kind of killing the mojo of a drive.
Yep. But they did show they can pass the ball.
See how you attack this here if you're Southwest Valley. If you throw it or if you run it thinking you've got 2 plays to chase 7 yards. But the way the defenses are playing, how hard it's been for teams to move the ball, maybe you're trusting your defense here.
Oh, that was a good bite.
They're going to throw, and Knapp beat his man. He hauls it in. Was he inbounds? No, out of bounds.
Oh, he had a foot in, it looked like.
They're going to say he was out of bounds. That would have been the big play Southwest Valley needed along the right sideline, along their sideline. But instead, it's 4th down. That one maybe just carried a little bit more.
It was a nice stop-and-go route. The corner bit perfectly, and just not enough.
Bedford, a 76-6 winner over Lamoni tonight. The Bulldogs starting the year 1-0. That's a team that intrigues me in 8-player action, as Southwest Valley will come out to punt this one away. 4:55 to go. Timmerman now the punter. End-over-end punt. Will take a nice Southwest Valley roll and be down at the 16-yard line. And that'll be where Central Decatur begins this next drive. 4:45 to go here in this one. And Cody, I think if you're Central Decatur, we're going to see a very hefty dose of Champ Walker.
I believe you're right. I don't think they take any chances at all here. I just think they run the clock.
Southwest Valley does have 2 timeouts still. Actually, 2 timeouts left to work with. They did burn the one on the field goal attempt. 4:45 left. Southwest Valley defense needs a stop. Late in the fourth quarter, they'll put a man in motion, will Central Decatur, and give it to Walker.
Colin Jacobs there again.
Colin Jacobs has been a force defensively.
I think he's had about 4 or 5 tackles for loss in this game. Oh, we have an injury.
And we've got a Timberwolf down, and
I think that might be Inman. Nope. Maybe that shoulder he hurt last year.
We'll have a stoppage for that as he's tended to. We'll be back here in 30 seconds on the KMA video stream. 11-9, Central Decatur leading Southwest Valley in the final 5 minutes. This one from Corning.
At PCSB, we believe in helping our customers and our community grow, and service is how we do it. This is about making banking better. We are here to serve. We have an innovative spirit and a heart for people that moves us to do what's right. Because at the end of the day, we know what matters most. Visit us online at wearepcsb.com. PCSB, we believe in you. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to Corning here on the KMA video stream, brought to you by Balance. Forward, Trevor Mader, Cody Conditioning with you here tonight, 11-9. Central Decatur leading Southwest Valley. We've got 4 minutes, 31 seconds left here in regulation. Central Decatur facing a 2nd down and 10 from their own 16-yard line. Some other scores from around the area tonight. Creston on top of Clarinda, 28-6. Glenwood leading Atlantic, 36-14. Sidney leading Wayne, 21-16. Shenandoah is up 30-16 on Missouri Valley. Underwood all over Tri-Center tonight, 51-8. And Red Oak up 24-0 on Riverside. Mount Ayr leading Nottoway Valley, 48-0. Central Decatur will let the clock run a little bit. They're going to take their time offensively and make Southwest Valley think about using some timeouts at some point there. And no rush to snap this ball. 10 left on the play clock. Down to 5. They will take a timeout, it looks like.
Timeout. Offense.
Central Decatur takes down with 2 seconds left on the play clock. And on the game clock, that's 3:53 left. And Cody, I think here, if you're Southwest Valley, you get a stop. You think about, you've still got those 2 timeouts in your back pocket. Get a stop here, force a punt. You can kind of flip the field a little bit. And it's a 2-point game, so field goal could walk it off.
I think you get a stop here, and you do take your timeout, and then you hold the next one for your offensive possession. You'd like to have 1 on offense.
So Central Decatur holding on to a lead tonight. They had 13 total yards of offense in the first half. The offense found a little bit more in the second half. They've only rushed for 11 yards tonight. Sam Booth has thrown for 79. So 90 total yards of offense. But a couple of big stops defensively.
Yeah, sometimes it's just about timing. It's just about where you're at.
Yeah, the only stat that matters is who got the win. And
uh-oh.
A little trickery for Central Decatur. Walker had the run. Yeah.
I thought maybe they fumbled it. The guy was looking around.
Walker on the run actually lost yardage.
3:37.
And that's going to be 3rd and long coming up for Central Decatur.
I think this is the one. I guess I was a down in front of myself there. But, yeah, if you get a stop here, I think you take the timeout and then field the punt and then save 1 for offense.
Looked like they were wanting to run some sort of reverse.
It was so fancy, I think they confused themselves.
3rd and a long ways to go for Central Decatur. See if they pass here. Maybe I would. Oh, they get movement on the right side. Robbie Barnes move. I was going to say, if I'm Central Decatur, I'm running it here because I'm making Coach Donahue make a choice. Either burn very precious time or burn a very precious time out. And that might be the case here where they get 5 yards before having to make that decision. At the 13. So 3rd and 13 with 3:09 left in this one. They're going to throw it. Booth, pocket collapsing, steps into a throw over the middle of the field, incomplete.
That was That was the best thing that could happen for Southwest Valley. You don't have to burn the timeout, and you force fourth down.
I think he wanted to go to Paxton Applegate, who had some separation over the middle of the field, but he just short-armed that throw.
I think he was just running right, and it was hard to throw back left on that one.
So Central Decatur going to punt it away with 3:03 to go.
Here's where you got to be smart. If you get on the rush, you can't hit the punter. If you don't get it clean, you got to peel.
Southwest Valley had a blocked punt on this side of the field earlier on that resulted in a safety. But, yeah, you got to kind of find that happy medium here of getting pressure maybe but not getting too much that you get some type of penalty. And Coach John Peterson going to take a timeout.
Is it 1 point? 2 point. Yeah, that'd be a strange way to tie the
game.
game.
11-11 tie if that were to happen.
I rule nothing out at this point, Trevor.
No, this has been a very interesting game. It's been a fun game to watch, a fun game to call, and hopefully you've enjoyed it as well on the Balance Forward video stream. If you want to stay up to date with everything else going on in KMA Land football, make sure to check out the Red Oak Chrysler Connection show when this ends, and the Keys Auto Center High School Football Scoreboard Show will recap many of the games going on across KMA Land. The Central Decatur set to punt this one away with 3:03 to go. Jack Scrivener is their punter. Gets it away without a ton of pressure. Curran fields it fair-cotted. The 45 is where they'll mark it.
Well, here you go. At least want to try to give yourself a chance at field goal range.
So Evan Timmerman, he's the quarterback, also the kicker for the Timberwolves. Had that big kick a year ago against Earlham that kept their playoff hopes rolling. Last year hit a long of 35, so for that, you're saying the 18-yard line, which would be about 35 yards. And you've got a little bit of time, too. I mean, 2:57 is plenty of time. Last year, I think against Earlham, they did it in, about 20 seconds?
It was fast.
Timmerman takes a snap, slipped a little bit, hits the hole, though. Oh, he's in the open field. Evan Timmerman to the 20, to the 10. House call, touchdown, Timberwolves. Evan Timmerman from 55 yards out.
And he almost fell down on his first step.
No flags on the field. And there's the big play Southwest Valley's been looking for all night.
Yeah, and that's where that clock becomes your frenemy. It does every time. Central Decatur thought they were doing the right thing, and now they have less time to go down and score. I'd assume they go for 2 here.
Yeah, I would. I mean, it's the bare minimum. You would make it a 6-point game, make them have to
make that kick.
Yeah. That's the biggest play of the night. That's the longest play of the night.
This is right here. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Right up the middle with either Curran or let Timmerman keep it.
15-11 our score here on the KMA video stream. We'll update that scoreboard here in just a moment. On the 2-point try, they get it. And it's 17-11. Timmerman on the keeper. He's been the hero in this one up to this point. And hold on, fun finish coming up here in Corning. 2:48 left, 17-11. Southwest Valley leading Central Decatur on the Balance Forward video stream at KMAland.com.
Says talk about service, but at Rogers Pharmacy, it's not just talk, setting them apart from the big box stores. They're a full-service pharmacy where you can not only fill prescriptions, but they also carry an impressive line of medical equipment to meet all of your needs. So whether you need oxygen, CPAP, BiPAP, lift chairs, or diabetic shoes, Rogers Pharmacy has them all. Let their family serve your family. The full-service, family-owned, independent Rogers Pharmacy, located in Tarkio, Mound City, Maryville, and St. Joe. Visit RogersRx.com.
Welcome back to Corning here on the KMA video stream. Trevor Mader at Cody Conditioning with you here tonight. Evan Timmerman just moments ago goes 55 yards for a touchdown to give Southwest Valley a 15-11 lead. Then he converts the 2-point try to make it 17-11. And Timmerman now will kick it away. 2:48 to go in this one. Central Decatur needing a touchdown to the bare minimum tie it.
And I think this is going to make Central Decatur one-dimensional because they haven't really shown that they can break away on them in the run game. So I think you can play a little looser. You might give up some yardage, but it's all going to depend on how much yardage you give up.
Yeah, I don't want to say you're not maybe completely abandoning the run game here, but it's taking a back seat, I would say. Definitely, I think they've only got one timeout left. Yeah, they've only got one timeout. Not a deep kick, fielded by Walker on the run of the 15, gets up past the 25 to near the 30, brought out of bounds, brought down.
That's a good time killer right there, too.
2:40 remaining now.
We got one down.
And there's a Timberwolf down being tended to. So we'll be back here in 30 seconds on the Balance Forward video stream at KMAland.com. 17-11 Southwest Valley.
Ask me what my dad does, I still don't have exactly the right answer. This is Sadie, and my dad is Shane from Schaff Ag. I know he takes calls and texts early in the morning and late at night. I know he does research to find the best products at the best prices. And I know he says, I'll get that done for you. But I guess I'm still not sure what all is involved in every aspect of agronomy. But I know my dad does it all. Call Shane at Schaff Ag and see for yourself. 712-520-1333.
Here on the KMA video stream, brought to you by Balance Forward. Trevor Mader, Cody Konishny with you here tonight. This has been a very fun, physical football game. It was 2-0 at halftime. We've seen a little bit of offense and big plays here in the second half. 17-11. Southwest Valley leading Central Decatur. A big 55-yard touchdown run by Evan Timmerman just moments ago does the trick. And Cody, Evan Timmerman just kind of chipped away all night. We saw some plays where it looked like maybe that was going to break. The hole's closed up. It didn't on that one. And that's the difference right now.
Yeah, he had ups and downs, too. He had a couple fumbles. He had a couple fumbled handoffs. Anything that could have broke his spirit, but he kept right in the game. He stayed strong, headstrong, and just kept leading them right to where they needed to be. And now they have to go out for a little over 2 minutes and try to play defense.
2:40 remaining this one. Central Decatur going to start this drive on their own 30-yard line. Booth wants to throw.
And right there,
kind of a wounded duck intercepted.
And Colin Jacobs with the hands.
Colin Jacobs, who has had himself a night on the defensive side, comes up with the pick.
Robbie Barnes knocked that up in the air. Colin Jacobs brings her down.
I would say that's the front runner for defensive player of the night if this result stands. And the Timberwolves in a really good spot.
I'm not a betting man, but I'm guessing ground game is probably what's coming.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about that one. Southwest Valley's going to have it at the Central Decatur 32-yard line.
Be a lot of two hands on the ball runs.
Yeah, if you're coach down here, you're saying, hey, hold on to the football. 2:33 left. And you're also thinking, Cody, if I'm Southwest Valley, maybe not right here, but if I get 6-7 more yards, it might be Evan Timmerman territory to at least make it a two-score game. I mean, there's a lot to that, but
right. Yeah, and you're getting within range. You probably need 12.
You probably need, I'd say probably 10 to make him feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Had a long of 35 last year, but of course you want the first down too. If you get 10, that's going to get you the first down, and
that's over.
And with Central Decatur only having one timeout, that would just about be all she wrote. Creston up 28-12 on Clarinda. St. Albert's up 17-14 on Trainer. That's been a back-and-forth battle on the hill tonight. AHSTW, they're in Class A District 7. They're rolling past IKM-Manning right now, 26-0. Lennox beat Seymour tonight, 76-12. First down for Southwest Valley for Central Decatur, 32. Timmerman keeps it, puts two hands on the football, doesn't really get anything, but you're fine with that as long as you hold on to the football and keep the clock running. That's the other thing. You're saying hold on to the football and stay in bounds by any means necessary. No gain for Timmerman on that one. Clock will continue to run down to 2 minutes.
With Central Decatur down to one timeout.
Yeah. And I'm always an advocate of trying to keep timeouts as much as you can in these types of situations. because of situations like this. I mean, a first down here would
I think they're going to have
ice
to burn
it.
one, though, maybe.
There was movement up front, and
I think they burned it.
And they do call timeout. No, Southwest Valley out of timeouts. Minute 45 to go in this one.
Nothing hurt there, though. You might as well get it right.
No, you're better off taking the timeout instead of having, if the timeout is taken because of messed up alignment. Last thing you want is an errant snap, someone missing a block, play getting lit up in the backfield.
And that happens.
Yeah, so we've seen that happen a handful of times here tonight. 17-11 our score. It was 2-0 at halftime. And it was back and forth. It was 8-2 Central Decatur. Then it was 9-8 Southwest Valley. Then it was 11-9 Central Decatur. How about 4 lead changes here in the second half? A fun, defensive-minded football game here tonight in Corning to kick off the 2022 season. Second and 10 coming up for Southwest Valley. A minute 45 to go. A first down would ice this game. Timmerman with Grants in the backfield. First down run along the right side. Timmerman finds a hole, falls forward. Going to be a couple yards short of the first down, but a good run on second down. Makes it third and very manageable.
I'm guessing Central Decatur is going to wait and see if they get that third down stop.
The clock's going to roll down to about 52 seconds.
I'm thinking that timeout, they probably called 2 plays. One for that and the next one.
I would say, yeah, definitely.
Clear up the confusion.
And, depending where you're at, too, on fourth down.
Yeah, they may have called 3.
Down to 15 on the play clock, a minute 5 on the game clock. Timmerman in the shotgun, running back on each side. He takes a peek back at the scoreboard, seeing how much time he's got to work with. And now down to 4. And they kind of feigned a knee, goes forward. He'll get brought down to the 28. And Coach John Peterson going to burn his final timeout with, the clock didn't stop right away. It's showing 42.6. We'll see if any additional time is added. That was kind of an interesting play. Timmerman almost acted like he wanted to go down to a knee and then move forward. And they're going to put a couple extra seconds back on the clock, so 46 is what it'll be.
Well, at this point, I just take the ball, run it, try to burn as much time as you can.
I'm going for it here if I'm Southwest Valley because, one, it's a 45-yard field goal. It's a long field goal. A lot of weird things can happen on a field goal as well. We've seen that with blocks or errant snaps.
Well, you can still burn 6-7 seconds off the clock and give it to them, with 70 yards to go.
And with no timeouts, need a touchdown. So, I would say, the numbers would say to go for it here, and I imagine that'd be what I would do if I was in this situation.
Also, you might take a shot to the end zone with a pass. Just you don't hurt anything. If it's safe, if they intercept it, it's going back to the 20 anyway. It's actually worse for them.
We'll see here. They'll line up in the shotgun. Again, 46 seconds left in this one. Fourth down for Southwest Valley. Holding on to a 6-point lead. Timmerman, they're going to throw it. Timmerman takes a shot to Knapp, going for the dagger. Incomplete with pass interference.
Boy, there you have it. There's your ball game.
Knapp came back for it. Champ Walker was there face guarding.
But they have one in interior too, and maybe holding as well.
And if that's the case, it's offset.
So we'll play fourth down again.
Ineligible man downfield. Man.
Offset.
So offset.
Still burn some time.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. If you're Southwest Valley, you burn 5 seconds.
I'd do it
5
again.
very precious seconds.
I'd do it again.
So 41 seconds to go. 4th and 6 for the Timberwolves. Timmerman will move Eli Rodriguez and Bradley Grant. Earlier, I think they were a little confused alignment-wise, but now they've got it sorted out. Timmerman rolling left, wants to throw. Now he takes a shot on the left side, and incomplete one to go to Roman Keefe. Might have been some confusion on the route concept there, but
probably burn another 2 or 3 seconds.
Anyway. Southwest Valley turns it over, and that burns about 5 seconds. So Central Decatur's got to go 72 yards in 35 seconds.
Now you're going to have to remind me, Trev, do they stop the clock on first
downs? They do. Yep,
okay.
They do.
So you get tackled in bounds.
It's going to be tough, yeah.
34.5 seconds left in the game.
I don't think I agree with this total prevent defense. I think I'd bring them in a little bit.
So 34.5 to go. Central Decatur needs a touchdown to tie it. And they're going to throw it all the way here. Here's Booth over the middle, incomplete.
Yeah,
and there's a penalty marker in the backfield. That's going to back him up more.
You bet.
I think this is a situation, Cody, where if you're John Peterson, you're going to your best, maybe not gadget play, but, the ace in the sleeve, a hook and lateral.
Legal formation. You bet. Peter's dragon or whatever they used to call that one.
Yeah, some type
swinging
of
gate.
Some type of double pass, something like that maybe isn't expected.
They've already been running the classic oop-de-oop from, Varsity Blues.
So we'll see. I saw a hook and lateral last night in the Harlan-Lewis Central game, kind of in a similar situation that was unsuccessful for the Harlan side. 29.8 seconds to go, and they're going to back them all the way up to the 14-yard line.
Ball at about the 12-yard line.
I've also, from Central Decatur, I've got a big guy named Jack Scrivener. I'm maybe trying to find him. High snap.
Boy.
Booth going to have to chase it down. And just throws it away. There were receivers in the area, so it's not intentional grounding. But it is going to be 2nd and 24. 24.5 seconds to go in this one. And
it feels ominous at this point.
Yeah, if you're Central Decatur, anything that isn't a first down, you've got to move quickly to clock it, and then you've got one play to get a first down. So here's 2nd and 24, high snap. Booth, quick throw, incomplete. Want to go to Broik. That might have been the hook and lateral play they were looking for, just the way that was thrown up.
We had 44 trailing. Is that what we had?
Yeah. I mean,
that would have been a good play, though.
Throwing that short of the sticks on 2nd down with no timeouts, usually an indication of, something like that. So now it's 3rd and 24 for Central Decatur. 21 seconds to go.
Well, this would only lead to heartbreak at this point if Central Decatur could find a way.
You're in a situation now, too. I mean, if you don't get the first down, you can't get up and spike it because it's 4th down.
Right.
Although I think Rutgers tried that a few years ago in a college football game. High snap, Booth over the middle. It's caught. You got to get out of bounds, and Rockhold immediately finds the sideline.
You're looking at 4th and
12,
about probably.
12, 13. They're going to mark it at the 25. Yard line. Roman Keith, the one that chased them out of bounds. 14.1 to go. And Southwest Valley showing a prevent look. And here we go, 4th in the ball game. High snap. Booth going to have to try to chase it down. He gets lit up. Ball is on the ground. Southwest Valley gets on it. And the Timberwolves defense makes the stop. Robbie Barnes, I believe, was the one that jumped on that.
I think Barnes created it, and 18.
Gannon Greenwald comes up with it, but Barnes was one of the bodies in there, and Southwest Valley takes over on downs with 8.3 to go.
Victory formation from here.
Coach Donahue says their goal always to go 1-0 every week. That's the case here tonight, and the Timberwolves about to go 1-0 to start the year. It wasn't the prettiest win, but that doesn't matter. If you liked old school football, this was a game for you, folks. Timberman goes down in a victory formation, and Southwest Valley wins it 17-11 here tonight on the KMA video stream. Brought to you by Balance Forward. Cody Konishny, your thoughts?
It was an ugly game at times, but it was just a matter of who wanted to come out and redeem themselves, and I think Southwest Valley came out to redeem their mistakes better.
Yeah, how about Evan Timmerman down the stretch? What a game for that young man. Big rushing touchdown. And then Colin Jacobs, I'd say definitely the two players of the game.
Yeah, Evan really overcome some, I think, maybe jitters, the starting jitters. And Colin just played lights out, kind of the way he's done the past few years. So those are your two guys, I think. Robbie Barnes was a good honorable mention for defense. He was in there a lot.
So Southwest Valley, a 17-11 winner tonight. They're now 1-0 on the year. They'll turn around. They'll travel to Sidney next week. Meanwhile, Central Decatur, they dropped to 0-1 on the year, and they will take on another Pride of Iowa Conference rival in Mount Ayr. All the full rundown from tonight's game available online later on KMAland.com. Don't forget the Keys Auto Center Friday Night High School Football Scoreboard Show beginning here in a few minutes on KMA, so check that out. Saying so long from Corning tonight for KMA Sports and Cody Konishny, I'm Trevor Mander. Thanks for watching and have a great night.
Both teams played really hard tonight.